Hey everybody, welcome back. How are you doing?
Hello.
Good evening.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. TGIF, as I always say. It's another hangout like we do. What are you doing over there?
I was going to put stuff, because we decided to come on kind of last minute, and we had said last week that we might not be here, so I was trying to put stuff on Instagram.
Okay, she is that Instagram girl. So anyways, guys, welcome tonight. We're going to be hanging out probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours, like I always say. If it goes short, maybe we do short. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how you guys are and how many questions you guys send in and what type of comments are down in the chat. So if you want to ask any questions for tonight, as I always say, put a Q before your question or put at JCristina so it'll pop up. It'll be a lot easier to see. So don't forget to do that. Anyway, so let me just say hello to a couple people. We have Tom here. How you doing, Tom? We have Low Tech Greg. Phil's camping and touring.
Low Tech Greg was getting something to drink that's not tea.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm right there with you. It's Friday.
Demonetized. Done.
No, I covered it up.
Okay.
And it's,
it is.
It's a long weekend.
Isn't it Memorial Day weekend,
yes,
right?
It's Memorial Day weekend, but Memorial Day weekend is to remember all those that have,
lost their lives.
The biggest sacrifice for all of us here.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we have Phil's camping touring. How are you doing? Will of Texas, John K. Wolf, Ranger Dad 49, Chaplain Steph. We have let me see who else. The path to Maine. How are you guys doing?
Yes.
We have a bunch of people here.
Thank you, Stefan, for your prayers. I always appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. That is very, very much so appreciated. As I was saying before, I think it was last Friday, merch was going to finally come.
Yes.
And matter of fact, I'm wearing one of my shirts right now.
Ta-da.
Look at this. It is.
Can you even see it?
I don't know.
You can
you see it? Yeah. It is Megabit. Look at this dude. Look at this dude.
He's cute.
He's cute. So I have a bunch of different things. So if you guys want, during the course of tonight, go over to jcristina.com/shop. Once again, jcristina.com/shop. The mugs like this one will be over there, as well as a bunch of different shirts. So right now we have black and white shirts with the different prints on there, and there's probably about a half dozen or more. I was originally going to do one or two, but you know how I am. I just keep drawing and drawing and drawing. So go and definitely take a look at them. We'll check into it, and we'll show you what they look like later on. But tonight we're going to be talking about, obviously, some of the things that I talked about over the week. Number one is the Sony ZV-1 Mark II, as well as that lawsuit where Elon Musk is getting into the lawsuit with the FAA instead of against the FAA, which I thought was amazing. And that was against the environmentalists. They're trying to postpone and delay and postpone and delay, just like attorneys do, right? That's what they're supposed to do when it comes to Starship coming out of Boca Chica. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. We'll talk a little bit about that. And then also today, I did a video. A lot of you guys were asking me, like, what am I doing? What is my setup for Speedify and using T-Mobile and Starlink together? Matter of fact, right now it is raining outside, so the weather is complete crap.
Hence
the hat.
The hat, and we're not going to talk about my hair right now because Florida and our starting summer weather. Yeah.
So she was complaining about her hair.
Yes. So the hat came on, you guys.
Yeah, it is what it is. So if you look at Speedify, I just threw it up on the screen. That right there will show you what is currently going on. And we do have, let's see, Ethernet, which is Starlink. And we have T-Mobile, and they are working together. And right above it, you can see redundantly. And the reason being, it says streaming redundantly instead of streaming bonded. Because when it's bonded, it's for speed. When it's streaming redundantly, it knows that I'm streaming. So it says, let's go ahead and mirror those packets. And I talked about that in the video today. So if you didn't watch today's video, definitely go check that out, because I gave a full description exactly how this whole thing works and why it works so well. I mean, I'm very amazed by it. Let's just put it that way. So anyways, let's get into, let's see, who else is here? Rad Dad 43. Also, my birthday weekend. Wow, congratulations, Dad. Footnote, hi from Athens, Georgia. How are you doing? Athens, Georgia. There you go. We have West Virginia. We have Virginia. We also have North California, Texas, more Cali. We got people all over the place today. Ontario.
Stephen Rowe wants you to do a live speed test.
Live speed test? We could do a live speed test. It's probably going to just tear up the connection because we're streaming at the same time.
True.
But you know what? We're going to do it anyways. Who really cares, right? So if you guys see some pixelization, like I say all the time, if I turn into a Minecraft character, my voice starts turning robotic, you know why. Let me go ahead. We'll do it right now. Why the heck not? Let me go and switch over to my desktop so that you can see this. I'm going to hit go, and here we are. So each time that we connect, it's going to be a different server, different IP, because of course it is a VPN. So it kind of is what it is. Now remember, it is pouring, so I didn't expect to get some really good speeds, but it kind of is what it is. What do we get? 54, 55, which is kind of trash, but you know what? It's not bad considering the weather. Back in the day, if you would have a satellite with any type of connection at all out here, it was a big thing. And we're getting 4 megs up, and that takes into consideration also our upstream that's going to YouTube. So
and we've had really bad weather. Like yesterday, we got hit with a tornado warning, and later this afternoon we did too. So the last couple of days been rough.
Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy one for sure.
Yeah,
but anyways, so at least you can see what it kind of looks like, and it's like what 50 some up, 4 or 5, or 50 some down, 4 or 5 up right now, which. Truthfully, it is not too bad. Now, let me know if during that test, did we get pixelated? Because we were crushing it. So we'll see what ends up happening. Let us know.
Steven said, I purchased Speedify, cannot get it to recognize my providers. Is it
Really?
either Starlink or Viasat? I watched your earlier video. I use iOS. Help, please.
iOS, really? So what normally will happen with Speedify is when you install it onto your computer, it will find every internet or ISP that's accessible by the computer. So for example, with mine right now, I have Starlink on the Ethernet port. And then of course, I don't have 2 Ethernet cards. If not, I would just run another line in, but from T-Mobile. But instead, so what I did is I have a Wi-Fi connection. So the computer is connected to Wi-Fi, which is T-Mobile, and Starlink on the Ethernet. And then Speedify immediately sees it. So if Speedify is not seeing it on the computer, something is wrong there because it should. So definitely look at that. Maybe reinstall it. Make sure that they are showing up in iOS properly. I mean, if worse comes to worse, write them a quick note. They're really responsive over there, and they will answer you pretty quickly. So that might be something you might need to do. But I haven't seen that problem. I'm going to do one other thing is I'm going to attach my crap AT&T also just for shits and giggles. And I'm going to do that after I get basically this little device. It is a USB Wi-Fi device, and you just plug it in, and then I'll be able to get the Wi-Fi from my AT&T and bring that into the computer too, and then I'll have 3. So remember, for each one of those connections, you have to somehow get it into the computer.
As long as we don't turn into a Max Headroom head.
I like Max Headroom.
I know,
that's
but
like
we don't want to be like that right now.
Did you guys see any of my max bitrate videos that were like Max Headroom? I had a lot of fun making them, but you know, they're shorts and sometimes they do good, sometimes they don't. You just never know. But anyways, they were a lot of fun to do. Let's see. Low Tech Greg says, Fabiola, hair is great.
I know, I said thanks.
You see that? There you go.
I did.
Let me see. What do we got? Let me go. And are you
no,
doing your job?
I mean, it's like Social Friday.
Yeah, I know.
I have to put my specs on, you guys. And I didn't find like my clear one, so there's probably going to be glare if you don't see my eyeballs, but you know, I'm here.
You're there.
I'm here. Let's see.
Well, she's looking through that.
During test, got the circle of death. LOL. Dominic.
There you go.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, once again, we're doing a speed test. So I would expect that to happen, because you're actually, the speed test, the way it works is it is going to use every single bit of data possible on both connections. So there's nothing that can be done about that. So I figured that would happen.
Stephen Rose said you could do a USB 3 to the Ethernet.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Either USB 3 Ethernet or USB 3 Wi-Fi. Either which way, it doesn't really make a difference. But then I have to run another line around everywhere. I'll just do Wi-Fi. The connection is such just complete shit anyways. It doesn't matter. It's like 15 megs down and 1.5 up. It doesn't, I can get like the oldest junk piece of Wi-Fi receiver, and then it'll still be fine with that kind of slow speeds. Mm-hmm. So it's really not really worth doing anything with running wires all over the place. Let's see. What else do we got here? Andrew Taylor, how are you doing? Thanks for the content. I've learned quite a bit. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And you're from Ontario. Nice. Hopefully Ontario will get some, let's say some POPs and some ground stations soon. Right now, everyone in Ontario, everyone in Canada has to use ground stations and POPs or point of presence in the U.S., which kind of sucks, because if you're farther away from the U.S., well, your ping, your latency is going to be high. So let me see. Christian says, hello from Germany. How are you doing?
We have a lot of people from
from Germany. Wow. My mother's from Essen. It says, how are you guys doing? Thank you for the videos. Thank you, Christian, for being here. Jordan, good evening from polar region of Canada. There you go. You're up there in the, I guess, the full out as north as you can go. How is Starlink all the way up there, considering you're having to use POPs and ground stations in the U.S.? I'd love to know, Jordan. Let us know. Let's see.
Thorn from Amelia Island, Florida. Hey.
Wow, Amelia Island. John,
we were there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful there. I love it there.
Did you get John Ross over here? John Ross says hello to the best husband and wife team on YouTube. Got to go Memorial Day weekend activities. Have a blessed weekend. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
Give those attorneys and lawyers help. Yeah, the attorneys and lawyers are the ones that are really going to be the ones that are going to be pushing the fight, let's say, both directions when it comes to Elon Musk's Starship. Is it going to go off soon, or is it going to go off down the road sometime? It really depends, because the environmental people are just looking at this as just another way to put money in the coffers. You know how it goes. This is nothing rocket science. This happens all the time. So, they're going to want a full review, which will take years before, if they went down that route and they were to win. I just don't think it will happen. Chances are, if the suit got too crazy with the FAA and SpaceX going against these environmentalists, I think NASA would step in and say, hey, that's it. We're calling it good right now. We're going to call this as national security, and that's going to be the end of it. So, also, the background music that you hear playing, is it soft enough or is it too loud? Let me know. If it's not loud enough, I'll turn it up a little bit. Let me know.
Tom has a question.
Yes.
What's the best camera? Beginners, nature, and animal pics. What I like. Hoping you could suggest something that will work. Thanks.
So when you're doing the wildlife, nature type of stuff, a lot of times you're trying to get reach, right? Because the animal, the bird, or whatever is farther away. So you're going to need something that has a decent lens on it, a telephoto lens, and those aren't really cheap, right? So, you can get point and shoots that have telephoto lenses on them. You can even get some that have built-in lenses that are telephoto, but at the end of the day, they just don't look good. And to do really good wildlife stuff, you're going to need like a decent mirrorless camera, or even a DSLR at this point would be fine. But the main thing is the lens. I would say, a 70 to 200 at 200 millimeters is pretty good. If you attach it to an APS-C, you're going to get that 1.5 or 1.6 magnification, right? Due to the conversion. So you'll be up there closer to 300 millimeters, which will get you in there nice and tight, and you can be further away. So that's my recommendation. As far as the camera goes, you can go Canon, Sony, Nikon. It doesn't matter these days. They are all fantastic. Matter of fact, you can get old refurbished cameras at this point, and they're good enough, more than good enough. So there's this point now that even with computers, right? Now that we see like Apple Silicon, like they have the M2s and stuff, and the older computers that are like Intel, like i9s and stuff, you can literally get them for a few $100s, and they are fantastic. And this is the whole thing. It's like people are not buying the latest and greatest stuff anymore because they don't really need to. And the same thing holds true with the cameras. So anyways, the bottom line here is really look at the camera company that you want to go with, and then see if they have a lens that will be long enough for whatever you're trying to shoot.
All right. Tom has a question. You're saying Speedify customer support is better than Starlink? Yes.
Is that even possible?
Could you imagine?
There is no technical support for Starlink. So yeah, anything is better, right?
Charlie Chris, what is the correlation between a normal Starlink speed test and an advanced speed test?
You know, honest to God, I don't freaking know, because they don't work anyways. I mean, I do like a speed test on the actual router itself, and I get like one number, and then I'll go over to speedtest.net and I'll get another number, and then I'll go to another. It's just all over the place. And the problem is with any type of satellite connection, it's always in and out, in and out. You're not going to have anything that's absolutely steadfast, perfect all the time. So those numbers are going to vary continuously. What I do is I usually do a test, like a mean test. So I'll do 10, and I'll drop the highest and I'll drop the lowest, and then I'll take an average between the last 8, and that's what I'll go for, and that's what I'll tell you guys what I'm currently getting. Like right now we saw like 50 down, which is abysmal. Today I saw, matter of fact, when I did that video today, I got one, I literally hit 300, and then it backed off to like 270 something down, which was unbelievable. Obviously it was with T-Mobile and with Starlink together bonded, but still. And even the up speed bonded was like 34 megabits, and I was seeing about 40 at times, which is nuts, you know. So that's what's the cool thing about bonding these things together, because obviously you get the redundancy, but you get the speed too, which is really, really awesome.
All right. So we have
hello from Lake County,
Yes,
California, and BC, Canada.
Pro Copy. The new Fuji S20 measures battery life and frame. Does that make sense to you?
I have, you know, absolutely not. I mean, you know, by saying that, yes, it will capture X number of image. A lot of the cameras did that, right? You get 200 shots, you get 300 shots per battery. But the thing is, today everyone's a hybrid shooter anyways, right? There's very few people that are just shooting photo only. So these cameras, they're basically video cameras at this point. That's number one. And number two, instead of having a regular type of prism-based OVF, you end up with an EVF. So it's an electronic viewfinder, which is requiring power. And then your back panel, which is 3 inches, is requiring power. And now, matter of fact, like for example, the new Sony that just came out is more iPhone or Samsung-esque, where you can pinch and pull and do all kinds of swiping and stuff. That's more power. So it's not just about the shots. So I don't know I don't know. The answer to that is, I don't know. I think it's stupid, you know, at this point. It is.
I have Christian Reap. I have a few questions to some of the faults I'm getting on the Starlink app. Could you answer a few of those? I would like to know if the faults, is it showing me are all normal?
Maybe he's talking about faults, probably.
Maybe.
And like there's problems to see if they're and that's who, Christian?
Yeah, Christian.
Christian, do me a favor. Yeah, let me know what faults you're seeing on your app. Let me know what they say, because I've seen probably all of them. let me know what they say in the chat, and then I'll see if I can tell you what they mean. Hey, Greenland. There you go. Oh, here it is. You can do the pronunciation right there.
Bajarn. John has a question. I have a T-Mobile internet, getting 95 down, but 2 to 4 up. Anything I can do?
Yes. So here's like a little trick. The unit has 4 antennas in it. Okay. And it does the same thing with Verizon, right? So if you have one of those, take it and just think of a clock and then turn it every 10 minutes or every 5 minutes, let's say. So every 5 minutes, so you'd be turning it like about, let's say, a 20th, right? So you're going to turn it, let's say, 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way around, or maybe 8 times, all the way around in those different positions. And you're going to see that you're going to find one position that's going to be better than all the rest. Because there is 4 antennas inside of it, but there's always 2 of them that are always stronger than the other. What I found out from the people over there, the engineers over at T-Mobile, is that the antennas in the front of the unit are stronger than the antennas on the back of the unit. That doesn't mean that you can't like adjust it like I'm telling you like a clock, but spin it slowly and see what's the better rating. But also the LED panel, the 2 antennas on that side are the stronger antennas, which is the dumbest shit ever because they want you to point this thing out of a window. So you would think you would put the stronger antennas on the back so you can have the LCD panel pointing to you and the back pointing out the window. No, you have to stick the LCD out the window. What the frick? You know, this is the kind of stuff. They just, like, no friggin' sense. I feel like people do not have common sense anymore today. This is like basic stuff. I'm not a damn engineer. But if I told you this, you're going to say, yeah, Joe, that makes sense. That's the dumbest shit ever. Exactly. Anyways, try that. Maybe it'll help. But hold on one second. There is something that I'm working on. I've told you guys in the past, there is a company that might be sending me something that might give us even a better signal, a stronger signal. And we're still waiting on it, and we're waiting on seeing how we can kind of get things together. So hold on for that because I might be able to get really good speeds. So hang in there. But what I just told you will work too, but just slightly.
Okay. I just saw, Jeff Henderson, you said last week that you are Adobe free.
Yes.
What software do you use for editing? I mostly shoot wildlife, landscape, and astrophotography. I use Adobe Affinity and some of the Topaz tools.
Yep, Topaz is fantastic. I also use Affinity. I use Affinity Photo, Affinity Publisher, all of the Affinity stuff. So Affinity is fantastic product. Matter of fact, a year and a half ago, I was on a show for them demonstrating their product, it's just fantastic. So there's a lot of other packages that you can use, but that holy trinity of the 3, the designer, publisher, and photo from Affinity is hands down the best that's currently on the market. So if anyone is looking for let's say a alternative to Photoshop, an alternative to InDesign, let's call it, as well as Publisher, you can definitely use Affinity product, and it'll do the trick. I've been using it as a professional for the last 4 years, maybe.
You have videos on Affinity?
Yeah. I have a lot of,
So there's a lot of videos
so
that
if
you
you
can
go,
look up on your
I have like 900 and some
YouTube.
videos. So go into video and then type in like Affinity, and you'll see some in there. Just go to the list, the playlist, the vlog, and then just type in the search for Affinity. You'll see there's a lot. I do A/B comparisons, ABC comparisons. I have done the Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord series. Matter of fact, you'll see a shirt on my shop that has Life After Adobe on it. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull that up because I can at least show you guys what that looks like, and I'll talk to you while we're doing this. So the Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord series, that was when I ended up putting this together. And here you go. See this? Here's the mug. There's 2 different kinds of mugs. And then here's some of the designs. This is the Dark Moon Tea design. We have another one right here, which is Mediocrity is no longer acceptable. That is a design. I love that. We also have a photo. This one is pretty cool. I love that on a shirt. And then I have this one, which is called Time Machine. this is my time machine, 100% for sure. We have the logo you see on my mugs all the time, which is obviously tea time.
Signal received. Your Starlink is having trouble with data. Oh, this is what.
Yeah, that was from before.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you about it after.
Yeah. And then we have Life After Adobe. This is the one that I have a lot. You'll see me with my shirts on that say Life After Adobe. And then, of course, here is Megabit.
My new favorite, you guys.
He's so cute, right? Is he cute? Come on, let's see. And then finally, of course, we have to have 1776. I drew this one up like 2 nights ago. I figured that would be a cool one, especially we got Memorial Day coming here within a day and whatnot. So anyway, so this is the store that you can come and take a look at some of the products. Here's the Dark Moon teas. You can take a look at all of the teas and then all the other products. Focus Pyramid, the PRT, all of the lens cleaning kits. These are sensor cleaning kits for full frame APS-C as well as micro four thirds. And then of course we have the cleaners and then the Dark Moon teas. So that is all of that. So I know I told you guys I was going to show you, and there you go. So if you want to take a look at JCristina.com/shop.
Phil's Camping says I use Photoshop because he never heard of Affinity, so that's why I asked you about your videos on that.
Definitely take a look at it. It is worth every penny, and instead of paying Adobe every single month for Photoshop, you buy Affinity. Matter of fact, Seraph is the people that created Affinity. Matter of fact, maybe we can find it here. Let me look up Affinity photo. I think it's by Seraph. I think it's Seraph, believe it.
Right here.
Let me take a look, and if I can find it, there we go. There it is. All right, so let me bring it up on the screen, guys. So this is the Affinity photo or Affinity site. It's called affinity.seraph.com. You can see it over here. You can type it in there, Fab. So they just came out with version 2. So if anyone has version 1 like I do, I can buy the version 2, and I think I'm going to do it. Let's go ahead and allow my cookies. That's fine. These guys are good. Anyways, they have it for desktop. They have it for iPad also. And they have photo, they have designer, and they have publisher. So photo, which is this one, this is the one that you would get for using it as a Photoshop replacement. Designer would be like your publisher replacement. And like designer or InDesign would be more like publisher, where you could actually make a book type of thing. So all of these, definitely go through this, check these people out. They are on version 2.1 it states now, so we are going to definitely upgrade. But the thing here is, guys, it's literally like $100 or something. Like when they have a sale, 150, 99, I don't know, something like for all 3 of them. Take a look at it. They have some really good deals that they put out there, especially when there is like now that there's Memorial Day. Matter of fact, let me hit buy now on Designer 2, for example. There you go. So it's $69. So for Photoshop, let's say it would be $69. And there's a 30-day trial. I don't get anything from you guys doing this. I don't have an affiliate or anything with them. I probably should. But I've sent a lot of people their way, trust me. But anyway, so it's like $69, and it's a one-time purchase. So you have it for, let's say, 2.0 now, all the way through for the next year or two. While they're in the 2s, you're going to have it for no charge. So instead of paying every single month, you don't need to. It's just stupid. Same thing with if you're doing video. Take a look at DaVinci. DaVinci Resolve, I've been using it forever, okay? Even back when I was using Final Cut as well as all of the other NLEs out there. It didn't matter if it was Premiere or whatever. I would always go back to DaVinci because all of the color grading, professional color grading, has to be done on DaVinci anyways. All the movies, matter of fact, are being done on DaVinci. So now that their NLE is so powerful, just use it. And guess what? It's free. There you go.
All right. Bears9 said, I just got the Starlink roof mount that has the 4 weights. Do you know how much wind it can take before you have to take it off the roof? I'm in Florida, like us.
So if you're in Florida, I would not worry about it until we hit a tornado. Or I mean, not a tornado, a hurricane.
Yeah.
Even the tornadoes, like... I've seen
didn't
like some.
We have ours with the hurricane last year?
but he has his with weights.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know how much weight they have on there.
Oh.
But honestly,
So what does that mean?
It's just so the way that it's designed and stuff, it really doesn't get sucked up. We literally went through the last hurricane, and we also went through that minor hurricane that kind of came through, and then we went through a tornado, and it's still there, So I wouldn't worry about it. But if a hurricane was to come and you have it on weights instead of drilled into the side like I do, I would probably just click that button at the bottom and then pull the back end off, pull it off, and stick it inside the house. And that's it. I wouldn't take any of the stuff down. You don't need to. Yeah, that's probably from before.
Yeah. Okay. RV Life, Ruth and Adrian, they're going to be going on a trip in 2 weeks to the East Coast, and they will be really testing their T-Mobile internet, which is great.
Sweet. Not bad. T-Mobile's not bad.
Yeah. So
Not
Christian wrote back, and he said, no signal received. Your Starlink is having trouble with data communicate with satellites. This problem should resolve itself. This is how I would translate from German to English because it's German.
No problem.
And then also he said your Starlink is blocked. Navigate to the obstruction screen on the home screen for more information.
Yeah. So what you want to do? Have you already taken a look at your obstructions? Do you have obstructions? That would be the very first thing I do. Let me switch over to Starlink. I'm currently on T-Mobile. But what I'll do is I will show you what I see on mine. And this is something that I do all the time that, so we have a tree that is in the exact direction of the dish. But I look at it every once in a while on here just to see if there is any obstructions. Matter of fact, let me go and change this over to top down. Can you guys see that? Yeah, there we go.
He said there are no obstructions.
So, no obstructions. Okay. Mm-hmm. So here you go. So this is my swath of area that it can see, and you can see that there is absolutely no obstructions there at all. Right? But I check this sometimes because I know northeast, right around this area, there's a massive tree. And when all of the foliage comes in and all the leaves come in, I'll start seeing some red right here. And then at that point, it's time to kind of cut things down a little bit because it's too thick. But if you're getting that and you do not have any obstructions at all, that's a problem. I'm gonna venture to say that you have a problem with your dish, or the modem in the dish, or even your cables. If you tell Starlink that there's a problem, what they'll do is they'll send you a whole damn kit. They're not going to send you just one thing or another. So I would write into them and say, look, this is what's going on. There's absolutely no obstructions. So, whatever. They'll be like, okay, no problem. And they'll just send out a whole damn new kit. So that would be my recommendation. But there's something wrong. The first thing I would do is do a factory reboot on it. So if you have a version 2, chances are you do. So you just unplug it and plug it back in 6 times rapidly. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? In and out. So do that 6 times. It will reboot and it will factory reset. That means you have to put in a new SSID, put in your password and all the rest of the stuff all over again. But that should clear it up. And if it doesn't, then definitely immediately write into Starlink because there's a problem with the hardware or possibly even the wire.
All right, Starlink support.
That I don't have a Starlink support shirt.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Not
Squirrel Tech.
Yeah. Jeff, thanks for answering Phil. Phil wanted to know if the raw files work with Affinity, and Jeff said yes.
Yep.
Jade Finch Scene, greetings from Utah.
How you doing?
Bears said 50 pounds for his satellite.
Yeah, 50 pounds is a ton. I mean, that's a lot. I wouldn't worry about it. I really wouldn't even worry about it. I wouldn't. It's, to me, 50 pounds. I mean, you could take it down in case of a hurricane and then stick it back up when the hurricane's gone. But for any other time, any other wind that we get here in Florida, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Phil said, I wonder why Starlink set up Starlink so it points to the north and not flat.
Yeah, that's a really good. Well, that's a good question. I think it just depends on where the satellites are. Like for example, mine. Ours is actually
He also said that in Australia, Starlink points to the south.
right.
Right.
Because that's as you're in the southern hemisphere, the dish points south. In the northern hemisphere, the dish points north. So for me, we used to have our dish was always pointing. We've been here since beta, right? Beta testing. So it was always pointing north, northeast. Okay. Well, after about 4 months ago or so, they changed that, and now the dish is pointing east, north. Let's say. All right. I mean, literally almost due east, just a tiny bit north. Okay. So the reason they did that is because I'm on the east coast of Florida. So what happens is now I'm picking up satellites that are going over the ocean instead of the satellites that are on land. Because the people on land, they don't have the ability like I do to pick up satellites that are basically unused. So the same thing holds true on the West Coast. If you're on the West Coast of the United States, you're going to most likely see your dish pointing towards the west now. And the reason being is it's picking up, this is if you're on the coastline, it's picking up satellites over the ocean where no one's using them. So you actually have a pretty good deal there because you're going to have less traffic, let's say. Hopefully that helps.
Christian said that he contacted them almost 2 days ago and still no answer. Hopefully they will contact him back. And the internet does work mostly, but it's showing constant problems.
Yeah, I think you probably
sounds like you need a whole new setup.
Yeah, it could be a cable. It could be the modem. It could be so many different things.
Yeah.
That's the problem with this stuff is you just don't. If you have an adapter, one of those dongles. I've found, matter of fact, that these dongles go bad. I did a whole video on how to take apart your dongle. How to take apart your dongle. Yeah, do something with your dongle.
That's a problem.
It is a problem. Anyways.
Do you have a video on that?
I have a video on the dongle and taking it all apart and showing you the workings of the damn thing.
Oh, it's Friday.
Yeah. So anyways, it could be your dongle.
Thorne said sometimes his points straight at the mezzine boom on my yacht. Surprised how good it works, especially since I'm dancing all about in the gale force winds today.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. It's amazing how it can actually still go straight through like a mast or any kind of like any obstruction and still be able to get enough satellite data. It's just amazing to me.
Jade said, I use Starlink for my mobile streaming rig. I have the OG round McDishy.
Yeah. Round dishy McDish face, something flat
Jeff
face.
Said, before we got Starlink, we watched a bunch of your videos to help us make the leap from AT&T U worst. Best internet decision we ever made. We live in the rural area. That's awesome.
Exactly. I know. I just trash on AT&T all the time. And the reason being, guys, because they freaking deserve it. They are literally trash. I mean, I don't know. Uverse, before that it was DSL. And now that it's Uverse, it's just so slow. It's just garbage. It's been like that. So,
Dominic said, dongle. You said dongle.
That dongle.
Christian said, thanks for your answer and taking the time for it.
John says, questioner, are you going to wire T-Mobile to your computer? John, I'm not going to wire it to the computer. I'm just going to leave it wireless for now, just because it just has a strong enough signal. When I do the next update to this thing and get even better signal, I might wire it. But hang in there. I'll probably do a video about it anyways. Let's see.
We did all that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying if there's anything that we missed.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good that we can catch up because sometimes we have so many answers. It takes a long time to get to.
And I'm like long-winded and I have ADD and all kinds of problems.
But sometimes, I get it. Like sometimes some of the answers need a little, longer explanation. So it's just the way it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
We try,
Try to get through.
Yeah.
That's it.
Today's a slower night, so it's good.
Kind of like hanging
throw
out.
anything at us.
Yeah, just throw anything. Doesn't really matter. It's gonna be a light night tonight. We'll end short too, because it is Memorial Day, and there's gonna be a lot of people that probably left
Memorial
already.
Weekend.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Memorial.
We're leaving tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we'll probably go for a little bit. So we got Charles. He says, "What is the correlation between normal Starlink speed tests?" We already did that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's from before.
Yeah.
Phil said he's got a Sony 200 to 600 lens. Sweet. Let's see. Arnie's here. How are you doing, Arnie? We got Pro Copy. How are you doing? Let's see. Tom Harris, how are you doing? Amlek 2002.
Don said, love your channel and all you do. Hi, Don.
Hey, what's going on? Let's see. Bears 2. McKen, how are you doing? Jeff, what's going on? There's a lot of people in here. Let's see. RV Life. Adrian Ruth.
Oh, yeah. Adrian Ruth came on.
Sweet. How are you
Christian
doing today?
said, how many people are watching from Germany? Good question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I said, my mother's from Essen, and I've never been there, which is really horrible. I need to go. Phil says, let's see, I plan to soon upgrade to the Sony A7 VR. Let's see, with an awesome 200 to 600. Yeah, that's an awesome lens anyway. So yeah, that's going to be pretty amazing. The Sony, the A7 5R will be, you get a ton of megapixels, right? So if you're going to be doing any kind of birding or any kind of wildlife or anything for distance, you're going to have a ton to look at. So it'll be good. That'll definitely be good. Let's see.
John
Jeff
has a question.
Oh,
if Starlink would move from the lower band of SATs to a higher band, I would still have Starlink?
What you talking about?
If Starlink would move from the lower band of SATs to a higher band, I would still have Starlink.
So you're talking about band as in radio frequency, like gigahertz, or are you talking about band like the precession of where they are in LEO? So if we're talking about LEO, for example, right now they're orbiting right around 550 kilometers off Earth, but they have permission from the FAA, which everyone's pissed about, including Dish Network, they can die, as well as DirecTV and the rest of these people. They're all pissed, but they are now authorized to be able to come down to, I think it's like 520 or something. It's definitely lower in orbit. So that should be interesting, because you're going to get, the closer you can get to Earth, the lower the latency is, faster speeds, faster everything, but also the faster they burn through the fuel to stay where they are without falling back, into and burning up, basically falling into the atmosphere. So their time frame that they're up there is not going to be as long.
He said,
obviously.
sorry, trying to say level of the sat height over the horizon, 27-degree height
to
to 52-degree level.
Yeah, and that's gonna really depend too, and they're gonna be placing them at different locations also. So where you are, that's why you see a lot of these satellite dish now are flat, literally on the roof, and they're still picking up everything, and they're not pointing to the north on the northern hemisphere, pointing to the south and southern hemisphere, because it doesn't matter, because they have 4,500 satellites now. So there's going to be a ton overhead, not a ton, but there'll be at least a couple overhead at any given time. So it's really not going to make too much of a difference. I think the biggest thing that's going to happen, guys, is once we see Starship launch, and now we can see some of the full-size version 2s, even the version 2 minis. They're putting up like 21, 22 of them at a time. I think they have like about 60 up there in orbit so far, but 0, I think, are operational as of right now, which kind of sucks. But they're getting there. But once we see those version 2s, the big ones, I think everything is going to change. I think we're going to see the entire U.S., the entire globe open up so that there won't be a waiting list anymore. The only waiting list you're going to have is not for the amount of data that you can get. The waiting list is going to be for making the actual product, right? That's about it. So there's going to be a lot of things that change, let's say positively, before the end of this year, especially if Starship doesn't blow up on the next attempt, because it will then traverse around the entire planet once and then land, probably in the ocean. And then they'll do it again, but this time land it proper. And at that point, maybe the third or fourth time, then we'll start seeing them actually put satellites into orbit using it. But we got to first figure out how not to blow up the ground and blow up the unit and take out engines, because they were having big problems with that.
Pro Copy said, good cold morning in Perth.
Yeah.
Ranch Dad, did you see the new Starlink Connect will moving it shows the big antenna.
Which one was that? The
Did you see the new Starlink Connect? Will moving it shows the big antenna?
No, I did not see that. Tell me where you see that. Definitely put that in the chat because I would like to take a look. Let's see. Chaplain says, my wife and I love the 1776 shirt.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Like I said, I drew that one up yesterday or day before yesterday, I think.
Gary Kimball, is your wife a teacher? Am I a teacher?
You a teacher?
I'm not a teacher.
She's not a teacher.
I mean, no. Okay, so I'm a hair makeup artist and wardrobe stylist. But teaching, yes, in the sense of makeup artistry and education and training in that field, then I would say yes.
Yeah, so she's basically hair and makeup for the stars. Let's call it that. So that's what she does. Yeah, for
exclusively for the last 3 years. I mean, I do other stuff, but yeah. Yeah. We'll leave it at that.
NDA.
John, what I mean is the band that the dish would look for me. I guess. Oh no, we already answered that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Tyrone, there's mostly Canadians here because the weekend isn't our holiday, but you guys have a great one. Great work. Thanks, Tyrone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's
John,
see.
being generic, not distance, but the level that the dish is looking for, 90 degrees straight up.
Yeah.
And Tony said, I'm going to be moving into my schoolie full time now, so that would be helpful. Minute timer. Oh, I think they're talking to each other.
I think so. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Let me say that's good. That's good. Building the community. I like it. I love that. Dominic said dongle.
You're so behind.
I know, but I'm trying to scroll through.
Yeah,
no, I know. That's a good shirt.
Yeah. Don, a hint of what star you do. All I can say right now is politics. That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all I got.
That's all you got. That's it. Let me see. Let's keep on going down here. How are you doing, Gary? John D, how's it going? Let's see. Let me come down here. Jade says the lower. Right. Says the lower they get, the more drag they have and the more fuel they burn. Exactly. Thus losing lifespan of the satellites. That's exactly right, Jade. That's exactly how it works because they want to be as low as possible, but the lower they are, once again, the most drag, just like you said, and they're just going to burn the fuel up, and then they're going to be coming in instead of, usually they last about 4 to 5 years if all goes well. But honestly, I don't think Elon gives a crap, to be honest. He's putting these things out like chiclets. I mean, they're like there's just a ton. There's a ton. They can't even launch them fast enough, right? So, which is really, really good because what that means is if he needs to deorbit some, who really cares? He doesn't care. And the ones that he does deorbit, chances are they're going to be version 1s anyways, and those he's going to want to get rid of in the not so distant future because they do not have built-on satellite or inter-satellite data communications through lasers, whereas the version 1.5s and the 2.0 minis and the 2.0s will and do. So, which is really good. Chaplain, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Stephen.
Just showing the appreciation. I challenge everyone, march or beat me. Yeah, match or beat me. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. I love that. The super chats are so nice. Thank you. Really appreciate you guys. Let's see. What do we got here? Tony C says, I'm moving. All right. Do we get that really? Yeah, for the school week, we got that. We got this one. 27 degrees from horizontal or 52 degrees. That's what John says. Yeah, I believe they're somewhere right in between. I know it's 27 or 52. I know the way they have this thing set up, where they are, I think that it's not going to remain the same. but we'll see. I don't really want to say one way or another, but I've been hearing things that they're going to be changing things. Number one, they're going to be getting lower. That's going to be the first thing. Number two, they're not going to need as many of these ground stations anymore because they're going to have those larger satellites in orbit, let's say, that will be doing a lot of the transporting of data, satellite to satellite to satellite to satellite, instead of like satellite, ground station, pop, ground station, satellite, all this stuff will just satellite, satellite, satellite. They could literally get data around the entire planet in milliseconds, right? Without ever hitting terrestrial. Everything will be non-terrestrial in orbit, which would be kind of cool, right? So we'll see what ends up happening with it. I'm sure they're doing a lot of cool stuff over there. I did have a question, and someone was very, very nice to ask one of the team members over there at SpaceX, and I did a video asking or speaking about them possibly using a nuclear type of powered electrical motor. Obviously a very light scale nuclear powered, and I was talking about if they did that, they would have to kind of launch that cell into oblivion, right, into space before they deorbit, because you don't want the nuclear waste, let's say those isotopes, to go into the atmosphere. So they did ask the engineers over there at SpaceX, and they said absolutely not. They're not going to be using any type of propulsion system or electrical motor that uses radioactive isotopes. So there you go. That's from the horse's mouth. Anyways, so that's what was just found out yesterday or today.
That's awesome. Did you answer this one, Jason?
No, I don't think so.
I have the version 1 dish. Is it worth upgrading to version 2? If so, how do I get it? I went to Starlink's site and could not find the dishes for sale.
Yeah, so to go from version 1 to version 2, I think you have to send in a trouble ticket, like a technical ticket, to do so. And the reason being is if you have version 1, when you go into the shop, it only shows you version 1 crap that you can buy, right? It doesn't show you version 2. So I would say, put in a trouble ticket, say, listen, I was looking for a dish and, I want to pick one up. Supposedly, I understand that if you have the version 2, you're going to be able to use or get better speeds, better reliability or something, not now, but in the not so distant future. Because they have some things going on. I did a whole video about that. You can go back and watch some of my videos. But there's something that's going on that will benefit the version 2s over the version 1s. But as of right now, version 1s are so solid, they actually are better with rain fade than version 2s. So if you have a lot of rain in your area, just stick with your version 1 until everything comes to pass. With the 5G and all the rest of the stuff, with the T-Mobile stuff that they got going on, there's a lot of stuff that they have going on right now. So just hang in there, I would say. There's no reason to get a version 2 right this minute. You don't need to. Now, if you're going to get a corporate dish, the business dish, that's a different story because you got a bigger array, right? So it's going to be a little bit better. I'm going to buy a cup and tea shirt next week. Mm-hmm. Awesome, John. Really appreciate that. Hey, if there's any designs you guys think of that you want, let me know, because I draw these things, right? I love it. I do all of these drawings on the iPad, and it's just a lot of fun for me. So if there's any ideas, someone said something about squirrel tech. I'm going to be drawing something with a squirrel.
Yeah, we're working on that. We're working on the squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel tech, and some other stuff. So yeah, let me know.
Gary says she can do the band Kiss makeup. Oh, that would be fun.
That would be cool.
That's artsy. Yeah.
That'd be kind of nice, right?
One day I'll talk about my
all
stuff.
You can always talk about all of the past people that you've done.
I can, but
there's a list that goes,
I know. It's just sometimes I don't know when certain things expire or not, so
yeah,
I have to,
tread lightly. You have to talk about the older stuff, I suppose, and that's really about it. Yeah, I know. So a lot of the stuff that we've done in the past, both Fabiola and myself, we've worked with, people that are, either government officials or, actors, actresses, models, all, people that you
just all kinds of
just
different
all
people.
kinds of people.
People that you don't even know that
You
are
wouldn't even,
people.
yeah. I mean,
if that makes sense.
Just for example, I shot at Mar-a-Lago, which is Trump's place, basically, before he was even the president, for many, many years. So you can imagine how many different parties and people that I've shot with there. Just that one place alone. Never mind everything else. You know
what it is.
So
too,
it's a lot.
For me, as an artist, and obviously in my work, I don't want people to hire me or want me because I did so and so, or I worked with so and so.
Exactly.
I want people to want me and my work based on my skills and my merit. So I'm not a name thrower, and believe me, I could throw a lot of names, but I hold back a lot. And one day, I will, but that's just kind of like how I feel about it. And I'm very certain it's not a secret. I just don't really like to say it. You could easily find it on your own. So
yeah, and the thing is too, it's like whenever you're an artist or a creative, you're only valued with the last project that you've done, right? So what is the last thing that you've done? That's exactly the way they look at you. It's not about, you'll find, let's say, a producer, okay? And he's like, oh, I did this film, or I produced this 10 years ago or 15 years ago. No one gives a shit no more. So it's like, what was the last thing you did? So if the last thing you did was complete crap, they look at you as being complete crap. Yeah. And that's just how the art community, that's how the creative community is. You're only as good as your last thing.
Right. And also, I like to stay in the real world. I don't live, nor do, and I would hope that if I had the bank account that some of these people have, that I would still remain me. But I don't, like, that just, sometimes I try to keep myself humble in the sense that, it's just, I'm like a glorified assistant, or not really, or just, like really sometimes I'm like, am I really doing this? Like, you never, but there are certain things that go with what we do, but you're still like serving, you're still in like the service industry. People look at it like, oh, well, you're a makeup artist and this and that, and it is glamorous and stuff, but there's a saying that people they don't want your hustle once they really see your hustle, So
no, that's true. Yeah, like I was for many years we were doing a lot of like high-end fashion type stuff, boudoir, and all the rest of the stuff. And then other photographers would be like, "Oh my God, you do this, you do that," and it's like, it is not that much. You're still like a glorified, kind of like do person.
And it's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes. A ton of work that you just don't even know. Yeah, people just really don't realize how much to make, this small
just a small
project
thing. And then the thing is when you deal with some like celebrities and things, sometimes you deal with some of these people and they are very belittling, and they're just nasty. Yeah. And then you find others that are just absolutely unbelievably awesome, and you just never know. They're just like regular people, right? So it's definitely interesting, and like we've been doing this for a few decades, for a long time. Bill Franz, thank you so much for this super chat. Thank you.
Bill.
Says, have a great weekend, tech heads.
Yes.
Oh my God.
We are.
I guess we're kind of techie, I suppose.
Well, you definitely are.
I know, but are you kidding? I mean, for the most part, I'm still doing like all of the art stuff and all the creative stuff, even though it's a lot of tech.
But you have a lot of tech. Like that. It's intertwined.
Yeah. Exactly. Like
which is good because
I used to do oil painting. Now I paint on the damn iPad.
Yeah. I think it's great though, because that's, it's another form. It's still art.
It's still art. Absolutely.
All right, let's get back to this.
Yes,
we got
Andy.
sidetracked.
Let's see. Do we got Andy? It says your videos help a lot, and haven't had a chance to switch me to the Enro system so you can definitely do that. Matter of fact, I did a whole video on doing a mesh network on TP-Link, but you could use those arrows, you can use whatever, it doesn't matter. Take a look at that video because it gives you like it's kind of a step-by-step. And I even did an indoor as well as outdoor mesh. So right now we literally have high-speed access on 5 acres. You can be all the way in the back and still get pretty decent access, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so I left off, Phil said, I love watching the launch videos.
Yes.
And then Tony said, you guys were thinking that Starlink will be a good option for mobile use in Missouri?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Memorable places. Hey, joining a bit late, but just wanted to express my appreciation and support for you guys in general. Love the Starlink vids and some of the other content as well. Thank you for always coming on. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you were on last week. I was look. We were telling you that I was going to put together.
It's Megabit,
right? This is the new guy that I just drew, right? He's in the merch store.
Art and tech.
That's right. This was done on the iPad. So anyways, but yeah, so all the merch is finally up. So definitely go check it out over on JCristina.com/shop. There's a bunch of different shirts there now, as well as the mugs.
Addy77, your videos helped a lot. Just haven't had a chance.
Oh, I just answered that one.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. John D. Sorry to be obtuse. Don't mean to be. My question just takes more than 200 characters. May I email you as it would solve some issues?
Go right ahead.
Love the live.
Absolutely. You just go over to JCristina.com, then click on contact, and it'll let you just send me a message directly in. So just go ahead and do that. No problem.
Gary said, do you have a repeater on your T-Mobile gateway?
I do not. So the gateway is only about 20 feet away, so I don't need it. But yeah, you could do it that way. I would say if you had a T-Mobile, instead of using a repeater, create a mesh network. They're very cheap. I showed you guys how to do it with TP-Link because it was affordable. Check that out. That video, or there's a few videos on it. You search for mesh, I think, on the playlist specifically for Starlink, and I think you'll find it in there. I'm almost 100%. It's got like 100,000 views or something. It's a really good one. A lot of good information in there.
Phil just was talking about how he reboots his dish periodically.
Good idea, Phil. Definitely reboot it. It's worth doing.
Jade, not worth sharing that stuff. Don't put your future work at risk.
Exactly. Yep. NDA.
Yeah. My streaming rig has 2 Blackmagic 6K Pro, a 150-600, and a 14-28.
Sweet. That's a nice setup right there.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like the Blackmagic is really, really nice. I mean you can't beat that. That's a sweet little rig that you got going. And then you end up with, for me, the way I have this set up is, that it's as easy as possible to be able to start streaming immediately. That's the whole idea. And I keep on consolidating and getting rid of stuff and consolidating and getting rid of stuff. So that's always my goal. Whatever works that you can kind of bang out immediately. That's kind of like the way I look at it. Blackmagic has great stuff.
John Wolf, I like y'all because down to earth and very smart. Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
We try to keep it real.
That's it. Exactly. Just hanging out on a Friday night, talking about whatever. So, it doesn't have to be about tech. It could be about anything. Yeah. Just, whatever you want to talk about, put it into the chat. We'll get to everyone before the end here.
Rudy, hi. Keep up the good work. You both are doing very informative for Starlink users. I need your help to choose a low-cost router to improve my Wi-Fi speed on Starlink service.
Yes. So, I did a bunch of videos testing a whole bunch of routers. The one that I'm using right now that I find to be the best, I think, matter of fact, if you go into any of my videos and then scroll down, you'll see a list of routers. Check it out. There's one that's called a UTT. That's the one that I'm using right now. It's probably one of the cheaper ones, but it works out really well and it's fast, and you can put multiple connections into it. So you can have Starlink and a ground service, or Starlink and something else, So check that out. But UTT is pretty good. There's a lot of good ones out there, but it works out really well.
Robin, Flagstaff, Arizona. Hello.
How are you doing? Arizona. It says try wedding photography. I've been there.
Oh, yeah, we've been there.
Been there, done it.
Woo, we've been there, done that.
Woo,
That's hard
boy.
work. People try to make like wedding stuff like
if it's nothing.
Like if it's like I don't know, like they look at it in a demeaning way because they do. And wedding work is the hardest, stressful work, and it's someone's most important day. There is no second do-over. It's not like production, cut, retake. No. So it's completely opposite. You should get more props for when you do and bang out a wedding and it looks amazing. So.
Yeah. Wedding,
it takes a certain person too.
Yeah, and it's the same thing as like weddings. It's like you get one chance of getting a shot, and if you missed it, and it's gone forever, right? You could stage like the kiss. You could stage the ring. You could stage certain things, but other things like maybe
like not when you're doing video.
No, or let's say like the bride and the
first looks and all that stuff.
Everything. If you miss it, you missed it, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, you can pretend, but you're not going to get that original like emotion.
It's the same thing when you do like actors, actresses, and stuff. Sometimes you have 15 seconds. Sometimes you have 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Most of the time, it's less. And if you don't get the shot, guess what? Too bad. That's just the way it is. So yeah.
Gooseworks RC question: Starlink Rural still available in Canada? Buying next week for use on work camper conversion. From what I gather, the hardware package is the standard residential roam. Would I have issues roaming?
Yeah, so it's not standard. It's called mobile now. Standard would be the dish that doesn't move. So it's in the one geographic location, period, like at your home. What you're probably, if you're going to go on an RV, you're going to get mobile. And your mobile is good for anywhere in your continent, let's say. So if you're in Canada, anywhere in Canada, you'll be able to use this dish. If you need to go and travel to the US, for example, now you're leaving Canada, then you're going to need mobile global. Mobile globe, global mobile, some shit like that. Just look it up. So, and it's about $50 more US. So it's 150 or 200 US, whatever that converts to in Canadian. So look into that if you need to leave Canada. If not, then don't bother. Just get the regular mobile.
Phil said, I used to be sea turtles researcher. I've met some celebrities on Heron Island here in Australia while working on the island. Celebrities from your country. That's so cool.
That is awesome.
We love sea turtles. We love sea turtles.
I know.
You carved a sea turtle for one of our girls out of wood. He whittled wood and made a little sea turtle.
I whittle too.
I can't.
It is.
It's
I whittle.
Friday, yeah.
It's one of those things. I don't know.
Doggle and whittle.
If I'm, when you're an artist, you do everything. It's either 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional. The one thing about 3-dimensional, I love 3-dimensional. Being able to whittle something is the exact opposite. I'm saying whittle.
Okay.
It's not damn funny.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Seeing getting a block of wood and then seeing what you want to take out of the block to kind of bring out whatever the image that you have in there, I think is the coolest thing. And I think anyone that's an artist to do 3D art, for example, doing either clay. See, doing clay is like additive, right? You're adding to make something. Whereas doing whittling, it's subtractive. You're taking away to reveal what your mind's eye sees. And I just find it very, just relaxing. That's about it, right. So anyways, yeah, I whittled a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, cool. Memorable places. Question. You mentioned the personalities of some of the well-knowns you had shot with. As a former photojournalist, I can affirm that what people portray in the public isn't what they always are. Continued. If you're willing, I'm curious how you found Mr. Trump to be and how he treated us nobody types.
So remember when I had any type of, standing right next to him, side by side, watching, who were we watching? Who was
okay, so there's...
It was a couple, we've been there for...
There were different gigs so to speak, different things. So
one time
his
it was
experience was with photography.
Right.
Mine
was
I
makeup.
did not personally work on him, but I have been at Mar-a-Lago multiple
Many
times.
times, yeah.
And for me, I just like fine. Like I feel like what you see is like
Yeah, so
respectful and always greeting. Like I haven't seen anything like.
I think it was what
off.
Adriana Bocelli. I think that was
so
one of them.
that-
Fashion shows.
Yeah, so I
and all
did
kinds
Andrea Bocelli
Yeah.
and Heather Headley's makeup, and
Right.
that was one
And I
time.
was
But
doing-
there's been multiple times.
I was doing photo, I think, at that time. And wasn't it a fashion show, Escada or something? When
yeah.
Anyways, bottom line is how
I did do the
you
Escada fashion
think
show.
he is exactly how he is. He's very respectful to all the people around him. He's definitely unlike a lot of the famous people that are kind of like really short and kind of just, whatever, you're like a peasant. He's definitely not like that at all, which is kind of cool, which is different. But then remember, when we had, when we were around the scene, let's call it, at that time, he wasn't even the president at the time. So he was just like, he was the guy that was doing, what the hell was the show? You're Fired, whatever the hell it is. What, the one with the, the one.
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice.
Yeah.
So that's what he was doing at the time. He would always have a red baseball cap, like in New York. So I had a red baseball cap all the time.
But for me, I've also been in his presence during more personal events, and that was after him being president, and he took the time.
Yeah.
So
for
people.
Yeah, and I know personally many times this guy has given a lot of money to different charities. I used to shoot for the Heart Association, which would be for red. You always see the logos for it. Also the cancer nonprofit and whatnot. And he would always have these things. He would put them on at Mar-a-Lago. So it was really, it was quite nice. A lot of the balls and stuff were put on by him, and he wouldn't even, they were not paying, let's say, very much to do so. He would give back a lot, that's for sure. And a lot of times people don't even know it. It's like, it's just kind of like on the side. You don't even know what really goes on until you're actually there and you hear it. So, but yeah, all in all, it's definitely different compared to what you see on TV.
Cool. So let's get back to
John, thank you so much for that super chat.
Super chat.
Been following for a while. You guys such great info. Thanks. I appreciate that, John D. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate that. Thank you.
Tony C, what do you use your iPad for t-shirt design? On your iPad for t-shirt design?
Let's see. Hold on. I'll give this right back to you. Let me. I'm taking it away from her.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll bring up. Who should I bring up? 1776.
Yeah.
All right. So here, let me go. I'm going to show you real quick. So this is the iPad. Let me do a top down on this. So here you go. All right. Can you see it? Yes. Maybe. Yes. There you go. So this is the design, the 1776 that you guys can purchase over on the in the shop. So this I painted the other night. But as you can see, we can get in here really, 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 really deep, right? So this is called Procreate, is the software that I use for it. And it just works out fantastic. I've been using this software for a few years now. And it's just one of those, it's very intuitive. And when you have your pen, you can paint just like if I was going to pick up a pencil or any other type of paints and be able to use different brushes and whatnot. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find my little dude here. Here he is. Let me see. There you go. Let me flip it this way. There you go. There's Megabit. So as you can see, like we can get in here really tight. And I mean, it's pretty damn clear. And all of this right here is just done with the pen. And then I come in here and I'll make any kind of fixes, corrections, or whatever. And then I export them and then end up cutting them and doing all the heat transfers and all of the stuff. So that's basically it. But the software is called Procreate. So if you want to take a look at something and you have an iPad, check out Procreate, because I think I've used a lot of different ones, but Procreate is probably the best that I've found so far, at least.
Give me
So
my iPad
there you go. There's your pen. Hopefully that helps. Definitely check it out. I think it's like $20 or something, which is ridiculous for how good the software is.
All right.
Anyways.
So hold on. Now I got to find my spot.
Let's see. Let me come up here. While you're looking at your spot over there, I'm going to see if I missed anything also. Let's see. RV Life says, because I'm limited on space, living full-time in an RV, I use Stems Mini Pro and Procaster 2 for my lives. Yeah, that works. Steam, the minis. It says with T-Mobile home network works great. Yeah, so T-Mobile works fantastic. Procaster 2 is great. I think the Procaster 2 is overkill for the majority of people that are doing any type of podcasting or lives, because there's so much functionality. And it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But if you have it, it's definitely worth it. I absolutely love this. Let me switch over to like a top down again. This is my favorite as of right now. This is the Stream Deck, but the latest and greatest one. So you have the different mics. You have controls here, so you can turn mics on and off, which is really, really cool. And then you can kind of swipe back and forth and bring up different scenes and different buttons. So this is my favorite right now. We have another Stream Deck over there, which is good too. It's a smaller Stream Deck. I like these, but a Procaster is fantastic. But what's interesting is you can do a lot of the stuff that you can do. Obviously, you can't put in all of the inputs that you can here, but if you're doing any type of setup that's bringing your inputs, your audio and stuff into the computer through USB, you can use the Stream Deck and some other software I can get into. Maybe I'll do a video on it that is just absolutely absurdly great. So anyways, but great setup anyway, and no matter how you look at it. So look at this. We got Real Nikon Lover. How are you doing? It says, hey, kids,
Hey.
Get some treats for your delicious tea. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate you being here. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
Your friendship for many years now, I would say. It's great to see you here. Thank you for the super chat, as always. Really do appreciate you.
These, go through some
Yeah, go ahead. Go. You do it.
Gary, do you love Starlink app? You can restart dish and router.
Yes, you can. If you need to do a factory reset, I still wouldn't use the app. I would just go and plug it, unplug it, plug it in, unplug it, plug it in 6 times in a row. It'll factory reset. That's just a hard way to do it. Then you know that it's absolutely reset. I like it that way. TSC says, he's talking
wait, where
to.
are you?
Let's see.
You're like going off my thing.
Oh, okay.
Jade said, beware, Bridezilla. Rudy said, thanks, much appreciated. Yes, Bridezillas, I know. RV Life, I can't do weddings anymore. Bridezillas are real, LOL. Yes, they are. We know.
For real.
Yes. It never used to be as bad as it got. I think the phone and all the stuff, just made it worse. I don't know. It just it's made people crazy.
Definitely.
Stefan says, speaking of 5 acres and semi-off-grid living, I found a generator that is dual fuel, gasoline, or my preference, propane. Gasoline goes bad fast. Propane is always good, especially California gas.
Absolutely.
Memorable places. I did one wedding shoot. My boss wanted none other. I refused all wedding jobs. Too many bosses, mother-in-laws, brides, and many, many experts who never held an SLR. That is legit. 100%.
Yes, everyone is an expert, and they all want your time, and they all want you to go and take a picture of something.
Phil, I love sea turtles as well. You should see the hatchlings after they hatch. So cute. I know they are really cute.
I bet.
we had a slight buffer at 54 minutes after the hour. Memorable places said.
That's with rain and everything. I'm surprised.
Stefan said, yes, I've performed many wedding ceremonies. I have the utmost respect for the photographers. I always remain for the photographer.
Absolutely.
John said, what can you do with Wolf? My last name is Wolf. You can get creative on the iPad. You do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. All right. A wolf. My son loves wolves, so.
Well, that's his.
Yeah, that's his animal. So we'll have to look into that.
You're the bear.
Yeah, I'm a bear. He's a wolf. Yeah. We'll have to see.
Jeff, I would rather wait 2 hours waiting for a bald eagle to take off and shoot people, or stay up all night shooting the Milky Way or deep space objects. I admire those that will shoot people in events. It's so true.
No, it's definitely not easy to do. That's for sure. That is for sure.
Oh, and John had said, and putting up with me and my weird questions. They're not weird. They're great.
No, they're fantastic.
They are great. David said, I'm imagining an oil painting of you two titled Whittler.
Whittler and Mother.
Whittler and Mother. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I like it.
Phil, I can imagine the sea turtles there when the rockets launch. LOL. Is there a nesting beach there? I'm sure there is. I know, like, our beaches here in Palm Beach, like, there are always sections, roped off and everything. And if you go, obviously, if you go early in the morning, you can see.
But what they probably do, and what I've seen, like with my daughters, they go onto the beach, like in the past when they were younger, and a lot of the marine life people would go on the ATVs, and they would find the egg. Let's say perfect example, if it's on the Space Coast, if a turtle lays eggs near that location where the rockets are going to be launching, they're going to move. They're going to relocate these turtles anyways, so they won't leave them there. So a lot of people don't know that, but this happens all the time. They're moving things around. They're relocating. They're quarantining. They're putting tape around certain areas that are sea turtle.
One of my clients, I work with them a few times, and one of her daughters is in charge of the sea life, and specifically turtles, through FPL, and she works, and what they do is they track the sea turtles, they monitor, they do all that stuff. And our younger daughter wanted to, she thought about that for her future. So I set it up, and I took her super early in the morning, and they took her on the, what is it called? The
ATVs.
The ATVs. Yeah. And I sat on the beach getting the sunrise, beautiful, and they had to go up and down the beach forever.
Pick up all of the plastics.
After all that
junk
was done, like 4 or 5 hours later, she's like, I don't think I want to do this. I was like, wait, we didn't even get to like the water park and part of working with it. Yeah. But it's a lot.
It's beautiful to be able to, to play with the little turtles and see them and all the rest of stuff. But then working a mile beach and picking up all of the trash that people throw. Yeah, it's a lot. But you know what? Like, if you have kids, that's the best thing to do, is to
absolutely take them to have an experience, and then is that really what you want to do? Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah. All right. Gooseworks. Is there an actual difference in hardware package? You make it sound like it's just a contract subscription price difference. Sounds like I need to do more research.
Is there an actual difference in the hardware package? No.
It was referring to the...
So the hardware, the Starlink hardware, it either comes in a regular standard dish, which can be used mobily, but when I say mobily, you have to actually move it to a location and then set it up, and then it tracks. A true mobile dish, right, would be your flat dish, and that it's perfectly flat, and you can put it on the top of your RV or put it on the top of your boat, top of a plane, whatever. So that is a different dish, yes. But the way they have it set up is you can get either a standard dish, or you can get the mobile flat dish, or you can get the larger corporate dish, let's just call it business class dish, which is, instead of rectangular, it's more square. It's like 22 inches by like 21 inches, right? That's a lot bigger array. You're going to get a lot more signal. Like, let's say there's rain, you're going to get less rain fade. It's going to see more satellites. And if you get that class, you're going to also get faster speeds, because then they guarantee, instead of 100 megabits down, they guarantee 220 megabits down. But if you're getting mobile, it's going to be like standard anyways. A little bit deprioritized because it is mobile, but not by much. It's only when you're in an area that is being saturated when you're going to see the slowdown anyways. You skip down here.
I'm right here.
Yeah, but you didn't get
I'm right
Arnie.
there, yes.
Did you get Arnie?
No, I was going to get to
okay,
there.
all right.
But I mean, like,
Don't
you're
bite
the
my
boss.
head off.
No, you're the boss. Go ahead, do your thing.
Arnie, how are you doing, Arnie? How's it going tonight? He says, question. Is Ron DeSantis next on your list?
Well, I can answer for me.
Okay.
This one I can answer. Been there.
Can you?
Done that.
And so have I. All right. So there you go.
There you go.
Easy enough. So let's see. TSC Chop says Phil campaign is just critical data. Okay, that's for over there with the FAA lawsuit. It says critically endangered species according to filing with the FAA. Yeah. So So
yeah, I can share that.
Can you?
Yeah, it's already been
Okay. Well,
shared.
there you go.
Wait, I have to hold it like this. Hold on.
Was that the same one when I shot on that one? Or a different one? I don't even know.
No, I think it is. Yeah,
Oh, is it?
I think so. Yeah.
No words. Don't let any words show.
No, I know. Hold on.
All right, so there you go. There it is. And there she is.
And there it is. Okay.
With the guy. All right, there it is. So anyways, yeah. So yeah, we've done that already. So let's see. So the question was with the FAA and the lawsuit. Yes. That whole lawsuit that's going on, where the environmentalists...
What are they really trying to do?
So the
'Cause it's very
environmentalists...
confusing to me.
So I did a video, I don't know, about 4 or 5 videos
I know,
ago
but
or something.
I couldn't
So,
really
so
watch
what it is,
the whole
it's the
thing.
environmentalists are suing the FAA.
Okay.
Because the FAA is allowing Elon to launch Starship. And they're saying that, number one, it's destroying the area. Number two, it caused a 3.5-acre forest fire. 3.5 acres. That's not forest fire. That's like a bonfire. A 3.5. I got 5 acres, right? So 3.5-acre forest fire in some state park. It also said that it's hurting the indigenous people. I don't know. Like the Indians are going to get pissed. And then also there's just a whole litany of stuff.
Gotcha.
And this happens every time they do this to prolong or to postpone or to, you know how the attorneys do this shit, right? So the attorneys that have a ton of money, or the people that have a lot of money, they can stall.
Yeah.
But when you're suing the FAA, you're not stalling the FAA. That's number one. But so anyways, so Starlink or SpaceX ended up getting into the lawsuit. So now it is the FAA and SpaceX going against the environmentalists, right? So that's it. But the caveat here is, if for some reason the environmentalists are winning, and SpaceX and the FAA seems to be losing, they're going to pull a trump card, literally a trump card out, and the trump card is the NASA, and NASA at that point will say, listen, this is a state or a national security issue, and the DoD, the Department of Defense, will sign off on it and say, NASA, everything is good, and let them go with it, and the lawsuit will just be chucked at that point. So once they claim that it is now national security, then all of this stuff goes away really, really rapidly. Just like here where I am, we can't tear down any ferns because there might be a certain fern or a frog that might be in the fern that can't be killed. Whereas if they build a mall, they will slash and burn.
Yeah.
They'll gut it. They'll take every tree, every fern, every animal. They kill everything, destroy it. But I, on 5 acres, can't do any of that.
Yeah.
So when we were building here, they had the environmentalists come out, and they were 2 girls at the time. We talk about this all the time, both in mini skirts. And this is wetlands, okay, at the time, in mini skirts. And they had their high heels on.
Their tape. They were
and
putting
they were
tape.
putting tape on what trees and what ferns could not be touched. So where you could put the house or where you couldn't put the house based on. Anyways, it's a whole big hell of a lot of shit. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah,
It
because
is.
now, fast forward a couple of years, even after we built our house, like
They just
when the
destroy
people that
everything now.
came across the street to build their house, they literally annihilated their whole entire lot. They took everything down. They didn't care.
Yeah.
And so did everybody else. But for some reason, when
Yeah, we
it
just
was,
got-
yeah. And now, even the stuff they're building now is they just knock stuff down.
Yeah, they don't care.
It's fine.
We got the
It's
shit
fine.
end of the stick.
Yeah.
Why is
And
that?
I'm not like we're into the environment. We love protecting
Animals,
stuff and
obviously,
the
we got
animals and the
chickens, all the
trees
rest
and
of
everything. But there's got to be a happy medium, and there's
And
never
they don't
a happy,
have a happy
It's
nothing.
it's
Because they're
all
not happy
money
people.
because it's all money. It's just
Yeah,
baloney.
it's about money.
It's
It's
baloney.
nothing, they don't really don't care, which is sad.
Right.
They just,
And that's
it's-
both sides.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course, yeah. It's money. It's all money. Politics.
So
Let's go back up
All
here.
right.
Where are we? That's the FAA thing. Sent email question. Thank you so much, John. I'll take a look at that question later on this weekend. Let's see. Goose Works. RC says, is there an actual difference between the hardware package? I answered that. John Wolf says Elon Musk is making battery company, a car company, a boring company, and now he's going to make a town in Texas. But basically, yeah, he's just going to keep on expanding. I mean, look, he's going to have the largest internet provider on Earth and non-terrestrial in Leo, period. That's what he's going to have within a few years.
Tony said, what do you think about transferring all of your surround sound stuff into a schoolie?
That would be kind of cool. That'd be really cool. I don't know. I gotta look. I think you talked about this the last time, a little schooly thing. So I don't know. I have to look into that. That'd be like the coolest thing. Just sit there and just. You know what I would like? I would like a little yellow bus.
Oh my god.
It would just be fun. I'd drive the little yellow bus.
You need to be on the little yellow bus.
I'll fix dongles.
Yeah, and what was the other thing? Whittle wood?
And I'll whittle wood.
Great. See, you need a little yellow bus.
Okay, yeah.
Alrighty.
All right.
So, Phil is just telling us
The
about
green, the loggerheads, yeah.
and indeed
Oh,
critical
leatherbacks.
endangered,
Yeah,
yes.
it's sad.
Stephen. I keep
Stephen?
want to say Stephen. Yes, everyone is an expert. Ugh, yes. When it comes to stuff, yeah, everybody's an expert.
Yep.
Especially now, because the bloggers said so.
Yep.
Because we said so. Everyone's an expert.
Don't listen to my stupid shit.
You don't know anything.
Take everything that I say with a grain of salt and do your own damn research, okay? That's the way I look at it. And, honestly, with this channel, like I always say, this channel is all about the why. I always try to explain things, not just how to do something, but
Right.
also why you're doing
Yeah.
it. Because it's easy to just say, okay, do this, and this, but you don't know what the hell you did. So I always try to explain the why behind it. So now you actually learn something. So if something similar to that happens in the future, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Even when I did this whole dongle thing, I showed how to solder it, how to do all this connections and all this kind of stuff. I even did a video on taking a Starlink cable, which is proprietary, right? Chopping it and then rebuilding it using like a splice tool and all of this stuff, and showing you the exact parts, and then showing you not only the how, but the why I'm doing it. So now you can do just about any cable using these parts based on the information that I gave you. So, that's always the goal with this stuff, is to kind of educate, but I learn as quick as you guys do, and a lot of times the things you guys tell me, a lot of you write into me DMs and emails and say, look at this, look at that, and I appreciate each and every one of you for doing it, because sometimes I just miss stuff, miss different stories, different things going on.
Well, and stuff comes out so fast too.
Yeah,
it's good.
It's a
to,
moving target.
Yeah.
All the time it's a moving target. So thank you guys for everything that you guys do.
Tony, I have a lot of surround equipment. It's going to be quite a chore putting it into that space. The surround sound.
Yeah. No, I know. Jade says at Starbase. Okay, we saw that.
Yeah.
The nesting towers.
Footnote
Yep.
79. Had Starlink for over a year and love it. However, a few times per day I go to the website on my laptop and open an app, and it doesn't load and takes minutes to show up. At this time, Starlink is up.
I don't know what's going on. I've been experiencing the exact same thing. And I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know. It's literally Starlink is up, but it's not up. And it's connected, and we saw that happen with the TV, matter of fact, today. Remember?
Yeah.
Really weird.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know what's going on. I have a feeling that there's either congestion happening at the POP or at the those ground stations or something like that, because there's like no DNS going on or something. It says, you know, it's really weird. Something is weird.
The laptop Starlink is up and working fine. Is this some kind of DNS issue? I can't figure it out.
There you go. That's what my speculation is. I think there's something going on with DNS, whereas it's like losing it, and then it doesn't know, if you don't know what DNS is, basically it's like saying, okay, my address is this long number, and then I convert it into let's say a Google name server, right? The DNS server is 8.8.8.8. Right, so DNS will say, oh, you're looking for Google's name server. It'll say, okay, it's 8.8.8.8. It'll connect to there. Well, just think of it as like the white pages. And the white pages are like broken. There's like pages ripped out of it or something. And I don't know what the hell it is. But I think that is definitely, it feels very DNS-like. But I don't know where the problem is. And I don't know. I don't know if we can actually bypass Starlink and run the service through a secondary router, right? And then use that router and set up the DNS server as like Cloudflare's, like 1.1.1.1, or set it up as Google's 8.8.8.8 or something like that, and that'll fix it temporarily. I don't know, but it could be something that I can test out. Not over this weekend, but maybe next week. Hopefully, maybe this is cleared up by then. But anyways, it's a long story short. See, I just went on and on and on. Just kick me. When I do that, kick me or something.
Well, I can't kick you because I don't know all this stuff, and maybe it's something important they need to know. I don't know. Like, what
just
is
kick
that?
me. If I run on and on, just kick me.
And also, I'm being entertained by what you guys write in the comments. It cracks me up.
You laugh, and I'm sitting here going on and on.
Phil is sharing all of his knowledge on eggs and the hatchlings and the turtles, and I think
it
it's
says
fascinating.
I've done thousands of egg relocations,
awesome.
So there you go.
And then, you have T-Scope. What happens after those 2 hours? Thanks for vastly expanding my limited knowledge. John D. So the dish is a phased array, so the beam forming is conducted electronic, aiming of the beam all electronic. Yep. Ian, good evening.
Tons of little micro antennas.
Justice, how does one purchase the largest Starlink dish? Is that only for the business users?
Yes, but no, it's not. You can actually buy one of the large dish, those squares, the 22 by 21s. You can buy them for $2,500. Every once in a while, I'll see them $600 on sale, so it'd be like $1,900 for them. But yeah, you can buy them and use it with your standard service. I just don't suggest it because you're not getting any faster speed. The only thing that you're going to get is maybe less outages and definitely better, rain fade. Not as much rain fade. That's really about it. Unless you're paying the full-blown, corporate price instead of the 120. What is it, like 250 or 500 or whatever it is? So yeah, that's when you're going to get the faster speed.
John D said, so my feeling is that the FAA is delaying Elon to give NASA more time to get things going. What do you think?
The FAA is not delaying. The FAA is allowing him to go. It's the lawsuit that's delaying right now between the environmentalists and the FAA. The environmentalists sued the FAA, and then SpaceX said, hey, we're going to come in on board. So now it's going to be the two of them, Elon and the FAA, suing or being sued by, let's say, these environmentalists. So that's what's going on right now. And that is going to cause a delay because there has to be a ruling, So, and if these other attorneys, as I said before, delay, stall, delay, throw a motion in here, throw in this little here, there, another delay, then it just goes on for months. So, and Elon doesn't play that shit, right? So I'm sure it's not going to go on for months because he'll pull like some card out that they don't even know, and that'll be the end of it. Okay, I don't see. I will speculate that when the steel is done on that trench, right? The water-cooled steel that they're working on, if you know it or not, that's what's going to be on the bottom when they launch this thing. So instead of drilling a hole into the ground and blowing concrete everywhere and breaking the engines, it's going to be steel, really thick steel that has massive amounts of quantities of water flowing through it that's going to cool the steel. So anyways, when that's done, within weeks, they're going to launch. That's my prediction, but we'll see.
Cool.
I could be wrong.
John D. Oh no, we did that. Real Nikon lover. 3.5 acre fire here in Cali is a warning fire for s'mores. Yes.
That's exactly
RV
right.
Life, Adrian and Ruth would like to know, what do you think of the Sony FX30 as a way to get into more professional camera?
Great camera. Absolutely. It really depends on what you're doing. I always say, don't buy the camera, buy the lens. Okay, lenses are for life. The cameras are like toilet paper, and you throw them out all the time and you get new, right? So concentrate on the lenses. Which are the lenses that you will need for whatever the project you're doing or whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to create. If you're a birder and you need 600 millimeters, well, you need that lens. And then whatever body will work best on that lens. Some people that want really far distance pictures, right, they'll end up getting an APS-C or maybe even a micro four thirds because it's a smaller sensor, and they'll get that crop factor, so they'll end up with even a greater amount of telephoto distance. So instead of, let's say, a 200, you end up with like 300, right? So buy the lens and then buy the body. But yeah, an FX, I mean, it's great cameras. Yeah, I would say any camera in the last like 3 years, Nikon, Sony, Canon, almost any of them, I don't care what it is, they're going to be good enough for 95% of everyone out there. Gary Campbell, thank you so much for the super chat.
Gary.
Thank you. Really do appreciate those super chats. They're very, very helpful. Thank you.
David asked, if you later update to the larger corporate dish, what do you do with the standard version 2 dish you have replaced?
I don't think they take them back. I don't believe so. They might, but you can hold on to it. You can also sell it now. So before you couldn't, but now you can actually sell a used Starlink dish to someone.
Really?
And then you can transfer it over. You never used to be able to do that.
Yeah, but what if something's wrong with it and you bought it from someone else?
And then you're screwed.
They won't like warranty it if you call them and stuff.
It's just gonna when you call in, you're gonna move the person's going to
with Dish Network, they would always say, leave your dish.
Yeah, no, it's not like that. So you will take their used dish and you will now take it on, basically. So you need their information, and you need all of the information off the dish, off the modem.
I mean, I kind of want my own.
Because there is 2 numbers that you need off the router, and then there's 1 number. People don't know this, but there's 1 number that you need off the dish itself, on the lower belly of the dish. You need that too. If not, you can't transfer over. So keep that in mind.
Alrighty.
I saw a news podcast, the 50 U.S. senators.
Why are you skipping all the way down?
I don't know.
I don't know where. I'm not done. See, you're doing it again.
Okay. I did. I'm sorry.
You are doing it again.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just going to give you my pen then.
No, I will not take it.
Okay. David, if you later update the larger... Oh, no, we did that.
Yeah.
Real Nikon lover. Life is about choices and balances. So true.
100%.
People they're just from one extreme to the other. John K. Wolf, do you have a lot of wildlife around your house? Yes, we do.
Yes.
We do.
We got alligators. We have raccoons,
alligators, foxes. We have coyotes, bobcats, rabbits. We used to have boar, but they've shifted from our area, from all the building.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of boar.
And many years ago,
we had deer. Yeah, we had a lot of deer.
So now it's.
But so where we're located, we're very close to.
But it's because everything has built up around us. But before it was
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we still have a lot though. A lot of wildlife still here.
Yeah, and we have tons of gators that we have to
exactly.
You never know.
We have to watch the raccoons.
Also,
they want to eat our chicken.
We also live near a animal park.
Yeah, so you can actually hear the lions
And then
being fed in
one
the
time
morning.
we had a hurricane one year, and some of the animals escaped, and so we legit were like looking every time we would leave the house or come in the car like for lions, because they were like they're missing all kinds of animals.
Yeah, especially during the hurricanes.
And then
stuff.
one time I was driving. We went to
It
the
was an
gym.
emu.
We went to the gym,
Emu?
and I was driving.
Emu?
It
What
was
the
an
fuck are they called?
emu.
Emu?
Emu.
Emu?
I,
What the
You're
hell is
an
it
emu.
called? I don't know what hell it's called.
And
It's
I
a
look
big
over,
ass bird, guys.
I'm driving, I look over, and it's looking right at me, and I'm like, Joe!
The bird is taller. At the time, you had a CRV, right?
Yeah, Honda CRV.
The bird is taller than the CRV, and its head.
Yeah.
It has to crouch down to look in the window at us. I'm like, what the hell is that?
So us
it's a
being
massive bird.
like we are, I'm like, oh my God. So I'm trying to corral it. I'm going back and forth. He's calling the park to see if they lost this animal, and come to find out they
Like,
sent out
you
like
guys missing a big ass bird.
yeah, they sent like
So they sent in
everybody,
like
and it was like a private owner's bird that escaped from their house. So,
yeah. We
I
actually
don't
thought it
even
was
know.
the yeah.
So yeah, that was an experience.
Yeah, so we get
Where we
get-
live.
Yeah, we get crazy stuff.
John D, the short bus question mark, and then Dominic.
I'm gonna make a
said-
shirt with the short
Wait,
bus.
Dominic said, "LOL, the short bus."
Guys, should I make a shirt that says? Let's see.
Wait, footnote 79 said, "Don't kick him when he's giving a great answer to my question. We're on the same page questioning DNS."
There
See,
you
I
go.
can't
See?
kick you.
Don't kick me then.
I didn't. You're the one who said kick you.
They're gonna come after you.
No, that was your suggestion. I said no because I don't know what you're saying.
I think so. I think we got to make a shirt that says "Bring back bullying." Don't spit out your shit. Bring back bullying,
You're
right?
gonna get in so much trouble.
Yeah, that's demonetized right there,
You're
right?
gonna get in so much
I mean-
trouble. That's it. It was nice knowing you guys.
See if we're shutting it down. No,
They're gonna
because
cancel your channel.
I think it's a great idea.
Oh Lord.
I was bullied.
Wow.
I think it's great.
Well,
It builds freaking character.
some people can handle building blocks, others can't. I don't know what to tell you.
I think it'd be a good shirt. You guys tell. In the chat down there, would you like that? Or am I just an idiot?
The short bus, you're going on the short bus.
Even the short bus and says bring back bullying.
Yeah.
I wrote the damn thing.
I know.
I was in
Oh
SLB.
my God. Stefan, try being a general contractor in California.
Holy
They
shit.
unnecessarily delay building permits for the craziest reasons. All that to screw over everyone. I'm just Steve. That happens to be a chaplain. It's
Yeah.
Steve. Last time I thought it was Stefan, but
Yeah.
it's Steve.
Steve, there you go. So
chaplain is Steve.
there you go.
Stop
All right.
calling him chaplain.
Okay, Steve. Yes, I can't even imagine being like a general, like a GC or something in California, or whatever. I don't even know. I don't even know how you would even do it because of the rules and regulations and all kinds of crap. I don't even know. My dad did that for many years. He was in contracting work basically, and I remember all the times he would have to go into court, into the courthouse to get permits on this and permits on that, and then re-permit it, and then he would have like someone come out to inspect it. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
this nail was supposed to be 4 inches this way. You're like, what the frick? And be like, yeah, you have to, no, sorry, we can't pass that. You have to go back another time and do it. I can't even imagine California. That's just a lot. My God.
Ian said, I saw a news podcast that 50 U.S. senator get sat phones because of fear of land communications
going out. That's scary. When you see 50 U.S. senators getting sat phones, that's a freaking problem. Okay? I mean, I don't know. What else can you say about that? Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say? I went from the glamour fashion world to the political arena in what I do now. And sometimes I don't want to know.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't want to hear the behind the scenes. So, but yeah, that right there I didn't hear about. But yeah, 50 U.S. senators got satellite phones. That is a major problem. I don't like that at all. That means that they have a feeling that infrastructure is somehow going to be affected.
That is scary.
That is scary. But remember, guys, remember this. Okay, remember this. if all land phones go down, let's say, and you do not have access to T-Mobile and Verizon and AT&T and all that, if you have power and you still have your Starlink satellite, okay, as long as the POPs and the ground stations have electric, you're going to have internet, right? You're going to have something. But when all shit hits the fan,
AM radio.
you're going to have AM radio, and then you're going to have the nice folks out there, and I know there's one or two that are out there right now, and you can pipe in the hams out there. The people that are ham radio operators are the ones that are going to be ruling everything. They're the ones that are going to be able to have communication out there. Obviously, that's in, if
Extreme.
the shit does hit the fan moment. And I just, like, when I see stuff like that, that's scary to me. Jason, thank you so much from Canada. Great job, guys. Thank you for the super
Jason.
chat. Really do appreciate that.
Oh,
Gary,
Gary, thank
Gary,
you.
thanks again. Thank you, Gary. Really do appreciate that. Look at that. Woo!
Well, I like that.
I like that.
Hey, it's Friday.
It is Friday. Thank you for the super chats. Really do
That's
appreciate
awesome.
that. Thank you.
All right, so we are.
Where'd you leave off?
No, Dominic said that
Okay.
he worked in IT for 27 years,
Oh,
and
God.
it's always DNS.
There you go. Absolutely. John says, I think it's a great example of NASA launch. The FAA finally agreed to let Starship launch right after NASA launch. Yep. There it is. Yep. John, let me see. Footnote says, I realized Starlink app now supports custom DNS for the router. We'll try. I didn't realize that. Does it really? Footnote 79. It says, just realized Starlink app now supports custom DNS. No shit. I don't.
See
I
that?
didn't. Yeah.
This
see,
is why we chat with you
this,
guys.
And this is the kind of stuff that happens. I'm gonna guess it's in settings. Let me go see. I'm gonna scroll through this and see if it pops up. Let me know if I don't find it before you guys do. Set up another Starlink. No. Let's go to advanced.
While you do that real quick,
Go ahead.
I heard that Ford was not taking they decided that they were going to leave AM radio in their cars.
Ford is?
Ford, yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
How do you get rid of AM radio?
I don't know. A lot of people, I don't know. We are living in a clown world right now, so.
Clown world. There's a shirt. You see, write these
Wait,
damn
I
things
have
out.
more stuff here.
Go.
That,
So who wrote that? Let me see. Footnote 79. I don't see it in here. Let me know in the app where in the app it is, because I would like to find it and then I want to show everyone. It might be under network. I don't know. Anyways, let me know where it is. Okay?
Yeah.
Let me know where it is. That would be great.
Jade said, date the camera, marry the lens.
Absolutely. 100%.
Jeff said,
Date the
good
camera,
glass
marry the lens.
is more important than a body for sure. RV Life, thanks for the advice. I'm trying to keep it one brand with good lenses and grow just like you said.
Yep, Arnie. We missed Arnie. It says Elon Musk replied to SpaceX major launchpad upgrade should be complete
missed that.
about a month, and then another month for the rocket testing on the pad when flight 2. Okay, so there you go. So figure on by, let's say 2 months from now. So let's say we're at the end. I guess we're at the end now. Yeah, we're at the end of May. So June,
Yeah.
July. So maybe the end of July, August.
He was supposed to have another launch in June, like around June 9th or something.
So there's
But
that's
double check on that because I don't
May,
remember the
June.
date, but it was
I
June,
don't think
the beginning of June.
I don't think you'll be able to do it by June.
I don't think so either.
It'd probably be. I'm gonna say August.
And
Beginning
the
of
reason
August.
I know,
Probably.
just check on that because I think it was around that time because I was looking because we've been talking about taking a trip up there and I was looking at dates and there was nothing left in May and then
Yeah.
it was like the very beginning of June. But with everything going on,
Yeah, our goal is to try to get to the Space Coast up there. It's only like 2.5 hours away from us, and actually film and do like a live or something from there.
Yeah.
I think that would be just so cool
Yeah.
to do. And then you guys can actually see a rocket launch, but right from here instead of
and
watching
I'm
their
gonna
rocket
strap
launch.
Joe onto it and he's gonna take off and I'm gonna video it for you guys.
What an ass. You would strap
And
me
it's
to
gonna
damn
be the
rocket?
best live ever, you guys. And then I'm gonna wear a shirt.
Strap me to an at-me rocket.
It's up there.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Man.
I'm here for you.
Yeah, I can see that. You want to strap
your
me to
ride
a
or
rocket. You are. Let's see. What did Jeff said here? Oh, he was writing to him.
And
Okay.
Arnie was replying to.
Gotcha. Here,
yes,
Phil says full frame Sony camera. Have an APS-C option. You can select in the menu. Absolutely, turn your Sony A7 III, for example. It's a 600 to 900 millimeters, if I recall. Absolutely, yeah. And with 4K, you got plenty of room to do it. And especially if you do any of the Rs, you can get like one of the like a 4R or 3R or something like that with a bigger sensor, and you have even more data on there. It just depends on what you want to do with it. But yeah, you can do that for sure.
Phil said full frame. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Underneath that.
But he said I filmed the last blood moon we had there. That we're all about the moon.
Yeah, absolutely love the blood moon.
And the moon was a lot. A lost full frame?
Yeah, almost full frame. Wow,
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is
so awesome.
That's pretty amazing. So you got some good detail in that for sure. That's a lot.
John D says shades of Jurassic Park. Glad it wasn't a T-Rex. Gary, do you hear werewolves? No, but we hear coyotes.
But we do hear the coyotes.
I have to get up very early in the morning, and it is so dark outside. Like, there is nothing. Let me just tell you, sometimes I don't know what is staring back at me. I can't open my car fast enough, and the coyotes, they're
howling, and you don't know. You just don't know.
Like, I want to walk outside packing every morning when I leave, especially during the winter and early spring months. And actually, like now, because it's been raining a lot, and the other day it was so foggy. Yeah, it was like a movie. But yeah.
It's kind of it can get scary.
And there's been a few people that say yes, make the short bus shirt in yellow. And Steve's wife is a special ed teacher, and she said yes, the short bus.
The short bus is awesome. I like it.
Ian, question: is that T-shirt new?
Yeah.
Yes, it's megabit.
So this is the one that I just drew a couple of days ago, and this one is megabit. So it's actually in the store. Let me just bring that up for you guys. If you guys haven't seen it yet, let me go and bring it back up. While you're looking for things, I'm going to go and bring this up.
That would sell. Bring back bullying.
Bring back bullying, guys. I like it. So this is the store. If you go to JCristina.com/shop, here's the T. That's my T logo right here that we put on shirts. I also have this one. I love this. Mediocrity is no longer acceptable. Then we have a photo shirt right here. I like this one. And then My Time Machine. I did this one also. I done like about a couple of weeks ago. Then you've seen this a lot. I've put this together. It's on mugs as well as shirts. I love this. This is Tea Time. And then we have Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord. And then finally here, we have this one. This is the megabit. So megabit I drew, that was last week, I believe. And then finally, this one I did like yesterday or day before. Yeah. That's for Memorial Day. That's 1776.
Also, can anybody see something down here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So here you go, guys. This is something that you guys... Yeah. So look at the flag, all right? You see the flag. Do you see anything in the flag that kind of sticks out? Any of these stripes or anything? Let me know in the chat if you see anything in these stripes, right? Anything kind of stand out to you, okay? It's kind of a little hidden secret. No one knows about it but you guys, all right? And I'll tell you about it in maybe like 5 minutes. We'll let you guys figure it out. What do you see there? What do you see? Anything? All right. So anyway, so that is the shop, and that's some of the merch that I'm working on. I'm drawing everything. I love it. It's fun.
Jeff said political correctness has ruined so many things. Gary wants to know, when is the farm show? Soon, I hope.
Yes.
Ian, we as Americans are getting bullied by the government, companies, and social media. Yes. David said the crayons and window glass taste better on the short bus.
The glue.
Oh my God.
You remember the glue? Come on, guys.
Is this what happened to you?
The glue. You guys remember the paper mache? Like when you mix up like the flour and stuff, and you see the kid, they're like,
oh my God. Were you that kid?
I actually didn't do that.
Thank God.
But I seen them. They were doing it all the time. I used, so yeah. I'm if you guys have been with me for a while, you know that I was in slow learning disabled kids for like during my, like, let's say third, fourth grade, because they thought that I had problems and I was just not doing anything because I was just, and anyways, they stuck me in a class and there was like a whole bunch of people in there that I really shouldn't have been there.
Oh my God, are you really going into all this?
I just have to tell you guys that, I figure if you're going to be here, you're going to get the nitty gritty of me, right? So this is my ADD shit and all the rest of the stuff. And I'm always like all over the place, right? But I remember I used to have like a little paper, and one of my friends, his name was Tim. We would be reading magazines, and I would do this.
Oh
I would do, and he would drool, and I would like clean his drool. This is the way it was, okay? But it was like no problem. And then everyone, like, so for me, just so you guys know, right? I was extremely fat. So let's just have a little moment, okay? We're gonna have a moment, right? Because this is live.
I'm not gonna kick him.
Don't kick me. So I was very fat. So when I was like, 8, 9, all the way up to like 13, I was 186 pounds and I had a 36-inch waist at 13. So you can imagine. So did I get bullied? Hell yeah, I got bullied. But if I didn't get bullied, I would probably be unhealthy today, right? So I'm very thankful that I was bullied about my weight and just being just completely obese, okay? Because once I hit 13, 14, I said, you know what? I'm going to stop this. And what I ended up doing is I was always taking the bus to school. And one summer I said, you know what? This is the end of it. I lost all this weight. I went from 186 to 152 pounds. I went to the bus stop and people were talking to me and asking me when I moved in because they didn't know who I was. They thought that I just moved there. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I've been with you since kindergarten. Right? And it was like, now we were going into high school. They didn't know who I was. So this is how I changed, and I changed everything. Outlook on life, the way I was perceived by people, everything changed at that point. And I would have to say, a lot of it has to do with being bullied when I was a kid. It gave me enough of the, fire to be able to do something. And I don't care if you're fat or you're skinny or whatever, but the thing is I was unhealthy. And now I'm 53 freaking years old, but I don't feel 53 years old. And I can go in the gym and I can outperform people that are 25 all day long, right? So I wouldn't be like that if it wasn't for, once again, bring back bullying.
And you're short.
Do it. So this is why I bring that up. So there's my little story. Okay, so you guys know. Anyways, so
are you good?
Anyone else with the? We're here, right? We're sharing. This is like
it's Memorial.
This is like counseling, right? We're just counseling.
We're at a whole other level tonight. I don't think anybody. Maybe it's because it's a calmer,
Exactly. So if you're here for this, then you get more of the background of everything, right?
Well, you're either going to stick with us now, or you really going to leave.
Or you're going to hate me.
Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe. It's good. It's all good.
Oh boy.
We still love you guys. Yeah. It's all good.
Okay, so wait, now I forgot.
You left off on Bring Back Bullying.
Yeah, no. The crayons and the windows tasted better on the
on the short bus. Yeah.
Phil said, it's a wonder Elon did not give them the phones. John, that is where Starlink comes in, VoIP phone. What Justice said, what do the other 50 senators get?
They get shit.
They get, poop.
Yep.
Snap.
They get nothing. Ham radio.
What is FTW on the ham radio?
I don't know. What is FTW on ham radio?
Ham radio, FTW, Justice. What
does that
mean?
Justice.
I'm out of the loop on that
Give us all of the ham operator stuff.
Gary said ham radio operator here.
There you go. Another ham radio operator. There you go. See? That's sweet.
Phil said, here in Australia, we have what's called Wi-Fi calling on our phones can be used on Starlink.
Absolutely. CB radios. I remember that back in like the 70s and 80s. We had CBs in all of our trucks and stuff. There's 73. That's a ham.
Yeah. RV Life, Adrian and Ruth. Great job as always on the channel. We enjoy your life.
They just got rid of AM radio. They canceled it.
Oh no, that's
Tony. Fab found out that Ford ended up not canceling AM, which is really cool. I like that. But then again, Ford doesn't even have a damn car anymore.
John,
besides like the
happy
Mustang.
Memorial Weekend. Have a safe one yourself, and thanks for being with us. John,
thank you.
Question. Now this is a lively chat discussion, really going strong. Arnie, what are your call signs, ham operators? Oh, that's
there you go. Everyone's going to put those call signs up there. That's cool. Jade says they recently updated the app. Might need to update it manually. All right, I will update my app and see if that pops up with the DNS. That would be really cool. Maybe I'll do that. It says I had DNS option on mine the other day, but now I can't find. So I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe they put DNS on there and they took it out. I don't know.
Oh, Phil said found it. Go to settings and advanced.
Okay, I will look. I will look for that. Let me see. There is a F9 launch tonight. Is there? All right. We'll have to look for that. What else? Just found it. Go to settings and advanced. Let me see. I might need to update it. Let me go into. Hold on. You read, and I'm gonna see. I'm gonna go to the settings. Then I'm going to go into
Christina
advanced.
Miller.
Hey.
Hello, the Millers. We'll be seeing the Millers
We
shortly.
will be seeing the Millers. I do not see it in mine, so I'm going to have to update.
Ian said if you go into the space, you can meet Ella there. Gary said to send you to Mars.
Thanks. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate that.
Oh, Dominic said yellow rocket with short bus on the side. Yes.
Yellow? Write it down.
Yeah.
Hold on. Give me. I need. Hold on.
Well, you have a desk.
I'm gonna open up a
Where's your
notepad.
pens?
Hold on. I'm gonna write down ideas. Okay. So what was it? A yellow bus
Yeah.
with rockets.
Yes. The Miller said we want all the merch. Good. Go to the shop. Get all
There
the
you
merch.
go. Get that merch.
Get it.
All right. I'm going into Starlink. I just updated it, so now I'm gonna go into settings. Yes, they did. They got a bunch of stuff in here now that wasn't there before.
I really enjoy seeing y'all working together on something you enjoy talking about. I lost my wife, Carol, in February, and you guys give me something uplifting to watch about
Who's
things
this?
I'm interested in. Lanny Lutz.
Lanny Lutz?
I'm so sorry for your loss, Lanny.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Well,
But I'm
we're
happy
glad
that
you're
you're here hanging out with us two crazies.
Yeah. Lost his wife, Carol. That sucks. That's horrible. Well,
Our thoughts are with you.
any questions you have,
Yeah.
Lanny, just put them in here. We will
Anything.
definitely.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Doesn't have to do with tech. It could have to do with anything.
Yeah.
Look, I just talked about myself being obese. All right, so
We went from
we're
tech
talking
to
about
a whole
everything.
other topic.
Exactly.
John, the man is on to you. I just had a freeze. Oh, wait. It was Crapcast here on the West Coast, Portland, Oregon. Steven, auction your shirt that you are wearing right now. I think it will generate something for St. Jude.
We should do that.
Oh, you know, we only have like two to 3 days left.
Oh, come on, guys.
Yeah.
All right, let me go in here and see what we got going on with St. Jude. Let me see. Hold on. All of my videos, just so you know, guys, all of my videos have a donation button at the bottom, and you can donate to St. Jude's just by clicking that button. It goes to the kids with cancer. St. Jude's is awesome. We've been giving to St. Jude's, and my family's been giving for decades.
Since I was in high school.
Yeah, literally decades. Let me go and see how much we are at. We are at $1,860.02.
That is awesome.
Really great.
That
And I got 20 videos up for this month so far, and I'm going to try to get at least one or two more up before the end of the month. Maybe we can hit, I wanted to hit 3,000, but you know, what we hit is what we hit. If we can get to 2,000, that would be great. Any little bit that you can contribute, that's fantastic. Really appreciate that. Once again, every one of my videos for the entire month of May, they have a little donation button. If you click that, it'll bring up the little St. Jude's logo. You can give $1, give 5, 10, whatever you can do. That would be great for the kids.
Wait. Tony C., I'm guessing you're a strong Second Amendment advocate.
First, second, every amendment. Yeah, absolutely. I think the Constitution is important, and if it wasn't important, it would never have been written, right? So, I think it should be followed. It doesn't have to be followed exact. There needs to be amendments, obviously, because times change. But I think what we've been seeing lately is just freaking horrific. I don't even know what else to say. So without getting into details, it's been really, it's a wreck.
John said a gator, bottom line.
Get the hell out of here, John. You did it.
RV Life and Adrian and Ruth, a big jug of paste. A beer.
So this is it, guys. All right, so I'm gonna bring it back up. So John figured it out. So this piece of merch right here, it says 1776. I drew this day before yesterday, I think it was. And right here at the bottom, this line, you can see this is a gator's head right here. Right there, guys.
I read someone's and I missed it. Someone had put Trump's face.
Yeah. So that was. I just put that there as something that no one's going to know that unless you actually look for it.
Yeah.
So everyone here is going to know it.
Yeah. It's a Locke's Life thing.
Yeah. Exactly. Locke's Life. David, thank you so much for that super chat. Very, very appreciated. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Let's see.
We have
on flag looks like Trump's face. That was Ian. Adrian and Ruth, keep it real, brother. You remember the copy paper ink, the smell? Yeah, and
it's the best stuff.
The books. Like when you go in the library,
the smell of books.
Yeah.
I love the smell of books.
Oh my God, I have a good one. The Dewey Decimal System.
With the little cards.
Yes, go find your book.
And the thing is this long.
And don't miss your slot.
Yeah, and God
I bet
forbid,
you no one would be able to do that today. The kids in school wouldn't even know. They would be lost.
Guys, the kids can't even sign their name. They took cursive out. So when you lose cursive, you lose your name. So what happens is you get kids that sign their name just with capital letters and shit. What the hell is that? I mean, it's one thing if you can't sign. I mean, you can't sign a check. That's fine because we don't use checks really too much anymore. But you can't sign your name.
Your contracts.
So we're literally contracts, whatever. So we're literally going backwards. We're going way, way backwards where people would sign their name with just an X because they didn't know any better. That's what we're creating today. That is the public school system. I mean, that's sad ass shit. I mean, I don't know.
No, it's
you
true.
can't sign your name.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just pathetic. Anyways.
Dominic said, I see a gator on the last white stripe. Nice. Ian, I used to eat lined paper because got hungry before the school lunch.
You're like,
Addie, you look 30.
See, that's...
Jeff said, is that a rifle in the top stripe? Go
It
look
is
at
not.
it.
It is not.
I
Well,
wanna see.
I didn't put one there.
No, I know, but I want
Let me
to
see. Let me bring it up anyways. Let's see. Let's bring it up. It actually does look like a rifle.
Oh, yeah,
It looks like a damn musket, doesn't it?
Does. That's
Okay,
so
guys,
cool.
I did not mean to do that.
But that's awesome.
I did not. That was unintentional.
That's really cool. It was meant to be.
Yeah.
See?
So there you go.
I love it.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
That's good. See that? All right.
All right. Let me see. Where did I leave off?
Let's see. What is this lead with $22?
Right
Can
here.
anyone doubt it? Yes. Thank you.
No,
Thank
okay.
you.
Jeff
My phone is an
said-
Android, so I wonder if DNS option is only available for Samsung phones. That's a question because I tell you what, I'm looking at settings right now, and I went in my settings, I have Starlink settings, and then I have router settings, and I do not have the advanced. Oh no, I do. You know what? It just popped up. So I just updated the Starlink app, and now let's go ahead and see if I can pop this up, as long as it doesn't give my information. So here you go. Yeah. All right. So look at this. This is absolutely the case, guys. So do you see that? So what this means now is you see right here under advanced. So this right here is settings, and then under settings you go to advanced. Okay. Now you see if you click right here, custom DNS, you can now set this to a custom DNS. So let me go ahead and do this. Hold on just a second. Let me see if we can get this thing to work. Because if this works, this is really great because we didn't have this functionality before. Do you see right here? It says enable custom DNS. So if we click on that, it comes up with primary, secondary, and then save. That is awesome. Okay, that is awesome. We didn't have that before. So if now maybe this is one of the reasons why things have been going south. Let me see. Let me look up.
You do that.
You do that. Cloud.
Lanny says, wow, you don't look 53 at all. Way to go.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Jeff said, bullying is alive and well. Steve said, my school didn't know what to do with me because I was restless. So I got to go places with the janitor, picking up supplies, etc. It was awesome. Low Tech Greg, love the stream. We're lit tonight.
You just can't help it. That's just the way it is.
Life with Adrian and Ruth. I got bullied in 6th grade until I finally punched the guy back and they stopped.
There it is.
There it is.
You see how easy that is? All right, so let me bring this up really quick. Okay, so I just went to let me bring up my desktop. So this is 1.1.1.1. Now you can use 8.8.8.8 also, which is Google's DNS, but this right here is 1.1.1.1. If you don't know, that is Cloudflare's DNS server. I like using Cloudflare, but look at the difference in speed. Do you see how they're doing like a live test here? 14 milliseconds for 1.1.1.1, right, which is Cloudflare. Look at this, Cisco's OpenDNS, and look at Google's. Google's is what you would use, which is 8.8.8.8, right? So what I would say, guys, write this down, use 1.1.1.1 for primary, and then come down here, and then use this. Use 1.0.01 for your secondary. Okay, and now your DNS in your Starlink would be using Cloudflare instead of using their DNS server. Now, I'm almost positive Elon's in bed with Google. So if that's the case, chances are they're probably using 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4 or whatever the hell it is, right? So try Cloudflare. See if that helps. I'm going to try that. I don't want to do it now live and then we go and screw something up with the stream, but I'm going to test it out. Maybe I'll do a video on it, or maybe I'll just do a short, or maybe put something in the community chat. So look for that. But that's something to test out. I think that's really good. That's great. Fantastic. Finally, we have something that we can do with the router.
Steve said, yes, like group counseling. Awesome.
Exactly.
Low Tech Greg for the win. Also, Justice said, which I should know this, but there's so many acronyms out there that I can't keep up. FTW is for the win.
Oh,
I completely
absolutely.
forgot. Thank you.
I thought we were talking about ham radio, so I'm like...
Well, now we're going to be talking about ham radio because soon-to-be ham operator Thorne said.
There it is.
Phil's used to be Old Washington Base Station. I used to use Old Washington Base Station.
Wow.
Gary has his as VE3GHP Canada. Jeff, would FTW be the same as FML replace the L with world?
Exactly. That's right.
Kamikaze, 11 meter is an awesome band. Throw in a 1 kW linear and it's a party.
There you go.
Oh, I just moved.
You just messed it up.
I messed it up.
What else? Kamikaze down here says,
Yeah.
now even though I'm 55, I feel like a grandpa. I still pay all my credit cards, though, in the mail with checks. You see that? Yeah, stop paying with the damn checks. Yeah, that's what shows our age, right? You just can't pay with this damn check. You just gotta pay. What you know? What I do. I have like one account that's only for paying stuff, and it's a debit account, and there's only the amount of money in there to pay whatever needs to be paid, not a dollar more, and that's it. So if someone gets that account, they're not getting anything. They're just getting, it's just a small amount of money that's going in and out to pay for whatever, and that's it. And I only use it for that. So, that's what I do. Look at that. So Steven says 56. We got Phil's 57. Wow. So we're not like so young.
What?
There's like there's a lot of folks that are in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We're young.
Yeah. Well,
we're all
I'm
young.
Just saying.
Have you seen some of the people that are 30-some years old walking around today? I'm just saying, putting it out there. Even 20-somethings. Anyways.
No, it's true.
So because by the time they get to be our age, if they don't change,
you know why? Because they were never bullied.
I can't.
That's the answer, guys. So you see the 20-somethings and 30-somethings that are all frumped out, right? Frumped out?
Yeah.
Frumpy.
I mean, I don't even know.
Frumped out? Whatever, frumpy?
There's a lot of words.
That's why it is, because they've never been bullied. Sometimes you just need some really good Hey, look at this. See that? I saw a squirrel.
Oh,
Look
Lord.
at this. Squirrel. Guys, is it upside down?
No, it's good. It's the tea time one.
Yeah, tea time shirt. Tea time. And look.
And here's
one. There it is. And there's the gator. There's the alligator, which now you know it's an alligator. And then this over here, according to, who told me this? It looks like a musket at the very top.
This one?
Yeah, the top one looks like a musket.
Yeah.
There you go. And then, of course, you have the gator.
I love it. I think it's great.
Oh, man.
Yes, you guys.
Anyways, guys, thank you for all of your support. We do appreciate it. I love this stuff. It's just fun. I like hanging out with you guys, too, because we can actually talk, right?
Yes.
Have a little bit of therapy.
Ian, I hope with all the craziness, God is going to do something. I hope so.
Yeah. If God doesn't, we have to.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
The markers that smelled like fruit.
There was weird markers like that. I remember that. There was like...
Remember I used to get the girls...
wait. How about the pen that has all the colors in it and you go all the way around it and you click it and you get like 6 or 8 different colors?
Yeah, that was cool. I remember that.
See?
Yeah. Remember when the pen came out with an eraser so you can erase the pen?
I hated that stuff. That stuff gave me a headache though. That ink that you can erase.
Because they also smelled.
What was it called? Papermate?
Yeah.
The ones
that
you can erase?
Brand.
Yeah, and you can erase it.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And all the Hello Kitty stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All the smelly stuff, strawberry shortcake and stuff. Oh my God.
I love strawberry shortcake.
Arnie says he's 75. Look at that. Arnie. But,
oh my gosh, wait. Ian.
And he's a ham though.
Yes.
Got it, Arnie.
John said the St. Jude here on the chat. Can we donate here? No, they have to go to.
Yeah, you have to go to any
of the videos. It'll say fundraiser.
Exactly. You can't donate on here until I turn this
but
into.
You can go to one of the other videos.
Any video, any video for May. Any video that I have, there's 20 of them. You can go to any of them, just hit donate, and you can donate. But on this one, you can't because I actually have to label it as a donation to St. Jude. I can't do that until the stream is over. Why they do that, I don't even know. Anyways, yeah. Spirograph. Remember that? Yeah. And you go round and round, make all kinds of like that was cool stuff.
It entertained you forever, though.
Oh my God, yeah. The Etch-a-Sketch. Sit there. I would sit and drool and do the Etch-a-Sketch for like hours.
I know, but knowing you'd create
like. By the time you're done, you're like, hey, look. Yeah. It's like a face.
Yeah. Ian, first Ghostbusters movie in New York City Library. Yes.
Yes.
I love that movie.
That was good stuff.
That was still great.
I
love all of our movies, and all these remakes are horrendous. And what people think is funny now, I'm just like, crickets.
Yeah, I don't know. I still love the books though. I like the glue. I like the
How
paper.
do you go from glue books to movies?
No. But I'm just saying. Like we were talking about the library. Like when you walk into a library and you can smell the aged books. The smell to me is just awesome. I just love it. Low Tech Greg said, "Give kids a rotary phone." Are you kidding? They wouldn't know what the hell to do with that. I've seen videos where they're like looking at it like they don't even know what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Ian, did Elon cheat with Google instead being with wife? Yeah, he's in bed definitely with Google. They're together. They're tight. Matter of fact, I think one of the NOCs, the network operations centers, I believe they're using for some of their POPs. So I think the point of presence that you find, I think that they are in the same servers, locations, or whatever as Google. I'm almost 100% on it. Don't quote me, but I'm almost 100%. John D. Bank of A used to have a shop safe that would generate CC numbers, expiration date, and code. It was great as you could make a phone number. There you go. See? Filth Camping, LOL. Must admit, I was bullied and I ended up doing Ray Taekwondo because of the bullying. See, Taekwondo. You were talking about your Kung Fu. I did Kung Fu for like 12 years. I taught a Screama stick to officers, to police officers. So yeah, Kung Fu, Taekwondo, any kind of grappling, any of this stuff I think is really fantastic to learn. I think it's great because it's not really about the fighting. It's about how not to get into fights. right?
Yeah.
So
well, it was about taking care of yourself.
yeah, and just, it's a mindset. It's a focus. I always had a hard time focusing, so this was something that really helped me a lot. Another thing that really helped me, ADD, is a site called Notion.so. I do a lot of my planning and a lot of my work on Notion, and it's a really good way for me to organize my thoughts and organize my shows and organize everything that I do. And I'm thinking about doing something with that. Maybe I'll do a video on it or something, but that has really helped me a lot. If you guys have never checked it out, definitely check that out. It's a really powerful tool. It's free. You can pay for it if you want, but I use it all the time, and it's definitely helped me a lot.
All right, we're just going to finish up here because it's late.
Yes, go ahead.
Phil, I used to love the pen with all the different colors. Yes. David, happy birthday yesterday, 65. You
happy birthday.
LOL. Ian, maybe that's what God's plan is for us to fix it.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
we were given the right to
Yeah,
do free will, right?
Free will. We need to. Yeah, it's like we need to. If we can't rely on whatever God you believe in, or your gods or whoever. We can't rely on them. We have to do things ourselves.
Yep. Steve said, I think we're one of the last age groups that grew up in the good old days.
It feels that way.
It feels like that.
It really does. I think what has happened is common sense is no longer common.
Well, there's a lot of things that have happened.
I mean,
but
I think
big one.
that's a big one.
Yeah.
And people just no longer have just simple sense. Just simple common sense. That's why people like, oh, are you left? Are you right? I'm like down the middle. I don't really give a crap. I think both sides are screwed up, right? I'm in the middle. So it's like I look at everything very balanced, and I look at all the positives and negatives from both sides, and then I just make up my own mind. And I think it just goes back to common sense. Today, these kids have turned into lemmings. Remember lemmings? Those little freaking guys that would walk up the hill,
yes.
and they get to the edge,
They
and then
didn't make it
one
on the
jumps
short
off.
bus.
Right. One jumps off, and then the other one would just jump off right behind them. They'll just keep on walking off the edge of the cliff, right? Lemmings. They follow, they don't lead, they do not ask questions, and they just go with whatever people tell them or whatever it is, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
It's just really sad. Once again, common sense is no longer common, for sure. Here, Tech for Your Needs says, I love my Sony ZV-1. No regrets about my purchase. 110%. This camera right above us right here is the Sony ZV-1. I absolutely love it. For 2 years, I used it as a main cam, and people didn't even know the difference.
Yeah.
And that thing is just awesome. Definitely worth every penny.
Do you remember Pop Rockets and old wind-up phones?
I do.
Pop Rockets.
Pop Rockets. Yeah, and then how my favorite though was the old 26 baud, 1200 baud, and 300 baud modems when they go ching ding ding ding.
You're baking a cake and you're waiting.
You're like, oh, okay, and you put it down on top of your modem.
Can you imagine if people had to wait today like that? They would lose their mind.
If you guys didn't know, I was a system administrator when I was very young, and I ran one of the largest bulletin board systems in South Florida.
Amongst other things.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the beeper. Yes. Do you remember? Oh my God. Getting a beeper was like, you were it. Yeah. And you had to go and find a payphone, which
you got to bring your quarter.
Yeah.
A quarter and a beeper. You're good.
You were
golden. You felt like, I don't know, you felt like a doctor.
Yeah.
Your beeper went off. You're like, oh, I need to make a call. Someone needs me.
Yep.
No one needed you. Kamikaze, let me see. What else we have? Ian, yeah, what does he say?
I think that phone company come up with a dolly instead touchpad that would screw up people.
A dolly instead of a touchpad. Yeah, I would love that. You have to sit there and do a rotary. That would just be, people wouldn't even know what the hell to do. I think it'd be great. Jeff says common sense and a matter of all about disappeared. Yeah, like I said, there is no more common sense. I don't even know. There is no common sense or anything today.
Yeah.
I bet the kids know, I mean, that you can't do what you can. Exactly. Rumors say, let me see, Miami Pop was located at a Google data center, but now discontinued. So, yeah, I don't know, Arnie. Maybe that Pop in Miami was at a Google data center. I really don't know. I know that I got into that Pop, and I was using that Pop for about 2 weeks, and then they're like, screw this guy, and they threw me back to Atlanta, Georgia, because I told all you guys how to do it and what to write to them,
And then
they're like,
this for you.
this guy's an asshole, and I was gone.
Make a note of it.
But I told everyone how to do it, and then they got bombarded with requests to move to a closer Pop.
Yeah.
They got pissed.
Yes, beepers. Oh my gosh, beepers. Remember there was like codes for the numbers when you got beeped?
Oh yeah. And you would type in the number, and if you turned the beeper upside down, it said hello.
Yeah. It was all the codes.
It was
numbers,
a 0, 7, 7. Just think about it, right?
Yeah.
Number 3.
Yeah, you were it if you had that.
Yeah, you
Feels
remember
right.
this stuff. Yeah, you were the thing.
All right, I think we reached the end of the internet today.
Bing, bing, bong.
And we were completely lit. We were at a whole different level tonight, you guys.
It was fun, though, right?
It was fun.
Thank you so much, everyone, for those
Thank
super
you.
chats. Really do appreciate it. Thanks, everyone that has donated to the St. Jude's Research Children's Hospital for the kids with cancer.
Yeah.
That is just really helpful. Like I said, we're up to $1,800. Hopefully, we can hit 2,000. I really wanted to see 3,000, but we can't make it. It's okay. That's fine. Every
But
little bit
it's-
helps, for sure.
We got higher than we did the year before
That's true.
last. So
I did
that's a win.
No Shave November for the year before, and we ended up raising like 1,400. So we're already at 1,800 on this time for St. Jude. So it's a blessing, no matter how you look at it. This company, this nonprofit, literally gives free medical support for kids that have cancer. Number one, they also are a research hospital. So what they do is they actually not only treat the kids, but they also research on how to not let them or other future kids get cancer, which I think is awesome. And the other thing that I love is that not any person, any family member, anyone pays a dime. All right. It is 100% free for the kids and the family. So they believe it's holistic. So they bring the kids in to treat them, but they also bring the family in to treat them mentally as well as physically for their child. So I think that it's a wonderful, wonderful nonprofit. And like I said, we've been contributing to them for many, many years. I'm glad to have this forum that I can now raise thousands of dollars for the kids. I think it's fantastic. Anyways, guys, so anything else I see you typing away?
Yeah, I'm just saying thanks to everybody again. I appreciate you guys, and I love reading all your comments and stuff. It cracks me up. And yeah, just your support. It's so rare nowadays, so it's very cool, and it's cool that we like to hear from you guys, the community, that you have built the relationships with Joe. And it's always fun. But we were gonna leave today, and then we decided to leave tomorrow. So then that's why last minute we did this. And again, we're
We'll
gonna
see you
keep
guys
making,
next Friday.
Yeah. And we're gonna be working on the T-shirts.
Yeah, go over to JCristina.com/shop.
And if you could share Joe's videos, his channel, that would be awesome, because I'm sure there's plenty of people like all of us and like all of you guys that have
There's a lot of
needed help, a lot of information that they can't get. So we appreciate that, very much.
There's a lot of like-minded people out there, and the problem with it's always difficult to reach them. How do you get to them?
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for quite some time, and I feel like with YouTube, what ends up happening is it goes really, really well, and then it drops off, and then does really, really well, and it drops off. And it's just the nature of the beast, and there's no two ways about it. For me, it's just constantly produce really good content, hopefully content that resonates with you guys and it helps you in the long run. That's all that I'm trying to do here. And then eventually, maybe we'll hit that 100,000 or 200 or 300,000 down the road. We'll see. But we're going to keep on going. So, Arnie, thank you so much for
Thank
that
you.
super chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Blessings to each and every one of you.
And just real quick, which I already know that all of you know because we are from that time, but special prayer to all of our fallen heroes this weekend.
Absolutely.
You know, it is a holiday weekend, but it's a holiday in remembrance of all of these people brave
Yep.
that have given the ultimate sacrifice and their families as well.
We get to sit here and have fun and joke and laugh while they're overseas having to deal with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, definitely, you know, our hearts go out to those families out there that have to not have their loved ones while
Exactly.
we get to be here while they're there, you know, fighting for us. So, but anyways,
All
thank
right.
you so much. You guys have a great,
Have a great
weekend,
weekend.
great
We'll see you
Memorial
next
Day.
week.
Enjoy. Once again, many blessings. Take care, guys.
Bye.